Right.
Okay. All right. This is 41 Sports Talk Radio on 4radionetwork.com. I am the bench warmer, and we are in like planned. We are back with another segment, with another show. Yeah, we're back with another segment, another show. So let's get it rolling. How you doing today, sir? I'm here, Professor.
I am doing fine. Glad to be back in the saddle after a week of hiatus. No, well, not hiatus, but on assignment.
Loitus.
Well, all is well. God is good. All the time.
Right.
All the time. God is good.
There you go.
We're good.
Sitting next to Professor, the preacher.
Hey.
What's happening, sir?
Oh, it's all good. It's all good. Missed the professor last week. I'm glad you back because
Yeah.
you kept confusing me with you. I just
Really?
told them, hey, I thought I looked better, but you are my brother. But he kept calling me you. But we good. I just want to give a good, quick shout out to my alumni, class of '84 from Kimball High School, and it's a good week.
All right, that was quick enough. Sitting next,
That was quick. Okay.
sitting next to the preacher. She is security. She's manning the backboard, but she can come on in and say hi.
You ready?
Yes, I am.
All right.
We always ready for you.
Right. What's up, family? What's up?
What's happening?
I'm
What's happening?
doing double duty.
Uh-oh, she pulling double
I'm
duty.
cutie on duty. That used to be my nickname, y'all.
Really?
Cutie on duty. A
And I
Q,
like that.
A T
How you gonna call
on
it that?
duty.
Huh?
Why you call it cute on duty?
Because
Dante
Dante.
gave me
Oh.
security.
Yeah.
That's right.
But my original, when I first moved to Dallas, my nickname was
Cutie on
QT
duty.
on duty.
I like that.
But you didn't always act cute.
Oh Lord.
Yes, I did.
Here we go.
Always cute.
Not the way you treat me.
And-
That's just because it's you.
Okay.
And remind me why y'all sitting together next to
Right.
each other, because
Why
y'all
you sitting next to me?
it's finna be a
I
fire
usually
this
sit
bad
right
boy.
over there.
Well, you can get right back over there.
Well, you can man the camera, and then you can sit over here.
So you know what, y'all go to y'all respective corners.
I need to be over here anyway, because then I can be away from
No boxing gloves
bench
right here.
warmer over there. I'd rather sit over here.
Okay. I'm gonna
We'll
skip.
leave that alone.
How was your
I'm
weekend,
gonna-
bench
I'm
warmer?
gonna ask you the question. How was your weekend?
My weekend was great. It was relaxing. We had a whole day to ourselves on Saturday. We just enjoyed each other,
That's what I'm talking
time.
about,
yeah.
We went out, and then Sunday, Honey got on the grill. He became the grill master.
Mhm.
We had some folks over here. You got to talk to him about the invite. Because he told me just a few folks was coming. I didn't even invite anybody.
It was spur of the moment.
Yeah, he decided he wanted
If
to
it's spur of the
grill.
moment.
I want to know, did you go to church?
We went to Methodist.
You didn't even answer his question.
It wasn't
Yes or
whether
no?
you win.
My name is
There you go.
Bennett.
There you go. There you go.
Anyway,
But yeah.
just take it back around. How was
What
your
you get for
weekend?
having a preacher on the show?
There you go. See,
That's
so
why we need you on the show. You know,
No, I
don't
don't know.
act like a preacher.
let's take it back around. How's your
Act
weekend,
like you
preacher?
in the world.
Busy.
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 There you go. I'm
Yeah.
trying
Yeah,
to
busy. And
clear that conversation.
got another
Mm-hmm.
busy week coming up. I'll be in Garland at Northside Baptist Church ministering there
Okay.
Sunday morning. So we're looking forward to that. Had a good time at the Graceland Community Baptist Church in Cedar Hill.
Okay,
A good friend
okay.
of mine, Pastor Dr. Cedric Strickland,
Mm-hmm.
and we had a good time there. A couple of elementary classmates showed up.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we reminisced a little bit.
Did you go to Dan Webster?
I went there, but first I was at Unfilate,
I'm really okay.
and then we moved from Carter District to Kimball District.
Mm-hmm.
And it's strange when I think about that. During that time, we were going from Carter to Kimball. My wife now, moved from Kimball
Kim
to
Carter.
Carter. And I didn't think I was going to marry a Carter girl.
Yeah.
I got the head that went to Kimball.
So you went to Kimball, your wife went to Carter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is that where
What
you
a
graduated
rivalry.
from?
I graduated from the Great Kimball High School.
And she graduated from Carter.
She graduated from Carter.
How did that work out?
You know,
From the Great Carter High School?
and I said from the Great Kimball High School. And a lot of my good friends are still at Carter. They graduated from Carter.
So they still at Carter? Dang.
No, they graduated from Carter. I ain't gonna say
They wasn't
still.
teaching nobody. If they still there, that's some problems.
No, I had some great friends from Carter that we came up through elementary, like Emma Thomas, Kevin Kelly, Roy McGraw, Joseph Taylor, Marvin Bott. All of us, we did the pool at Unfilet. So when I came over
Yeah,
to
split up.
Yeah, when I came over to
Daniel
Daniel
Webster.
Webster, you know, that's when they started saying I was Sadiddy.
Oh.
Well, I had a car when I was in Southmore.
Oh, yeah,
So,
you did it.
you
Yeah.
know, so,
You was uppity.
no, that's
okay.
That's your wife.
Hey, my uncle said I can be bougie if I want to. I earned it.
He looked at you like, what?
My uncle said I like what I like, and it is what it is.
So,
He said people call him bougie too. He said that's okay.
how was the weekend?
I thought women were bougie.
Oh, you could be
I don't
bougie.
believe that
too.
one,
Men
Mom.
can be
Yeah,
bougie
I'm trying to ask about the
too.
weekend.
Trust me.
My weekend was great. This past weekend, I just sat at home. I finally was able to catch up on my rest. I slept all day, maybe Saturday, and after church Sunday, I ate, and I stayed in bed the rest of the day.
After what?
Church,
After what?
after church on Sunday.
Thank you.
He went to church.
He went to church.
He went to church.
He went to Jerry's.
I don't know nothing about that. But it was good.
That's good. That's good. All right, let's get into some news.
All right, what we got?
Randy Gregory has been reinstated after 14 days of football, missed 14 games of football.
So I guess we
B?
will find out now if he's going to be on his best behavior.
Right.
We knew this man coming out of college had an issue with weed, and we still drafting him, and he don't get suspended not once,
but twice.
for
Mhm.
the very thing they knew about before they drafted him.
So now they say he's been on his best behavior.
This is
He's
his
gotta
last strike to
stay-
me.
He's got to stay on his best.
He's
behavior.
on 2 strikes.
Yep.
Uh,
Golden State
it's all weed, just weed.
just
Marijuana, yeah.
Cause you know what they said, what they're saying now.
Now they
If
trying
you
to-
got a license to smoke
medicinal.
weed,
Yeah.
you cannot own a firearm.
Oh.
Yeah,
Do you know that they're making it legal in Oklahoma?
No.
it's legal in Texas.
Right, go across the border.
You going to Oklahoma, ain't you?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, keep going. We're not going to go down that road.
Highway patrolman.
We're not
kidding.
going
This is how she
I
rolls.
don't even do that
We're not going
stuff.
down that
I've
road.
never
Golden
smoked
State.
it.
You know we got a cousin
I
that's a
didn't
highway patrolman.
inhale.
Yeah, I know Robert. Yeah.
Yeah, we call him.
Yeah, call him.
I'm on them to do roadblocks.
Escort. No, we need an escort.
I'm not going there.
Golden State gives the head coach Steve Kerr another contract extension.
That's not surprising.
No, it's not. It's not. They're trying to redo Bulls. They're
Oh.
trying to make him the one of the winningest coaches in NBA with all those.
Well, stand with Golden State, you can.
You can, yeah.
So, yeah, that's good for him.
The Dallas Wings. We talked about this earlier, but the Dallas Wings beat the Liberty 104-87 behind Liz Cambridge, 53 points.
Cambage.
Cambage.
Okay, Liz Cambage.
He said Cambridge.
Liz Cambage, 53 points. That
Get
was,
it, Professor,
which
get
is
it.
which is a record against New York.
No, it's not.
It's not. I thought they said that
Liz Cambage scored 53 points. That is a WNBA record for a single game.
Oh yeah, okay. WNBA. Wow.
For a single game.
Yeah, she was hot. She was hot.
She was 17 of 22 from the floor. She shot 77% from the floor, 15 to 17 from the free throw line, 10 rebounds, 5 blocks, and 2 steals
In 37 minutes.
in 37 minutes.
Yeah, she was off the
The last player to score 50 points plus and grab 10 rebounds while shooting 75% from the floor is
she played with Sparks, didn't she? Who?
no. He played in the NBA.
Michael
Oh,
Jordan.
No, this ain't never. This stat line is the best the WNBA has ever
Was
seen.
that Will Chamberlain?
No,
Magic.
Magic
No.
Johnson.
no.
Michael Jordan.
Yes.
Michael Jordan.
I said Michael Jordan.
I was gonna say Michael Jordan.
In
You
1996.
said Michael. I thought you said Michael
I did.
Jordan.
As the last professional basketball player to throw up a stat line like that.
Wow.
Mm.
Now
Wow.
think about that.
Now,
Go ahead,
if,
girl.
if they do not go to the
What's up,
playoffs,
Deandra?
if they do not go to the playoffs,
Hey,
there's a problem.
DeAndre.
There's a
What?
problem, right? If they don't go to the playoffs, there's a problem.
Uh,
There's a huge problem,
yeah,
and it starts at the top.
yeah. Well, how,
When
how,
you gonna get
well,
Coach on the show?
I know. I'm gonna try to.
That's
get him on
his
the show.
fault.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get him on the
Yeah,
show.
now, how top are we going with that?
Huh?
You said start the top. How are we going with that?
Well, you don't
the
go there.
GM.
No, you
The
no,
head coach.
Yeah, because
Okay.
the GM brought the players in.
Okay.
They got the players.
What does Coach say when he sees you up there? He coming on the show?
He does the same thing you do. I was asking about Canetta, how the family doing and stuff,
Did you
and
see Bo? I
I see her all the time.
Oh yeah.
I make sure that I see her. She just recently lost a friend due to lupus
Oh no.
last week.
Oh,
She was kind of sad the last couple of times I saw her, but she's doing good. But yeah, every time I see Coach, that's the first thing he asks, how Canetta doing? So, but he's doing good, and he got tossed today. He got
Yeah.
2 technical fouls assessed on him today for growing frustrated with the officiating. And the officiating,
horrible.
Hey, I don't work for WNBA or the NBA,
It's
so I can say
horrible.
this. The officiating has been,
Horrible, but it's only been.
I only know the word for it. It's worse than last year.
Yeah, but it's only that horrible against the Wings.
No, they got the
It's-
Liberty today.
So they did
Some
the-
bad calls today against the Liberty.
Wow.
It's just overall.
So
I mean,
they just spreading her around. Huh?
you have to wonder what tier or what level these refs are on, because they make some calls, man. Especially on Liz Cambage.
If the NBA's level is one level, you know the WNBA is going to be a tier or two lower than NBA ref.
Cambage got tossed against the Sparks the game before the Storm after she said, "Open your eyes, open your eyes."
Oh,
and
wow.
she was out of there.
Then
She
he give us
looked right at the rest and
Wow.
said, "Can you open your eyes?" She
And
said
she's
it
gone.
twice, and she was out of there.
Dang.
Wow.
They get offended when
you talk back.
show them up.
Mhm.
So whatever,
Right.
you know. Let's keep going.
With those old ref.
No, they're pretty young.
They young. That might be the issue. They're young.
Both female and male. I don't know. Anyway,
So the All-Star games tonight.
MLB.
Yeah.
Yes,
As a matter of fact, it started about 13 minutes ago.
yes, and I think we had a home run derby winner last night. I can't think.
Yeah.
Was it
Hopper or something like that?
Harper?
Yeah.
Bryce
And the
Harper.
bonus round.
Yeah, Bryce Harper won
Yeah.
home
What did he hit?
derby.
18?
Yes.
He hit 18. Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, France won FIFA.
Yeah, France did win. Yeah.
I thought
My
Croatia was
son
gonna
said-
win.
I thought,
My
yeah.
son said, "Shout out to Africa via France."
Yeah.
Come on,
Cause all
play
the players-
I think it was like 85% of them is black.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Birthdays. Diane Curl.
Ooh.
She's still 60.
68.
Oh, no, let me have that one.
Diane Carroll.
I specialize in too.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm gonna say
My uncle told me I
73.
look like her in the show, Julia.
You gonna say 73?
Yes.
You
That's
say,
what he said.
You say
I
what?
didn't see it. 68.
68. What do you say?
I say 76.
She's 83.
Wow.
She looks good.
I told you she's still
Diane
60.
Carroll
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
beautiful. Now that's
Hey,
a diva.
That's what they mean. Black don't crack.
Black
Sure.
don't crack. Black
That
don't
that
crack.
wasn't cracking at all.
Wow.
Hey,
David-
I give up your bank account for her.
You ain't giving up
Wouldn't be
there.
much.
30 cents maybe. David Hasselhoff.
Michael Knight.
Yes.
Yes.
Knight
Knight
Rider.
Rider.
Oh.
he.
Now I can figure this one out. Let me see.
He is
Dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun.
62.
He was 30. He was 30 when Knight Rider started in 82.
Ooh.
And 82 from now is 36. He's 66.
Okay.
I think he's 66.
I say
62.
71.
No.
66.
See?
What?
There you go.
Own it,
Oh,
own it.
Professor, give me some, man. That
Own
was
it.
good.
Own it, own it. Donald Sutherland.
Donald Sutherland.
Well, now who was he?
Kiefer Sutherland's father.
Sutherland's father.
Oh.
Who was that?
He played in the Lost Boys. He was in the
Lost
Rat
Boys.
Pack area.
Oh, that's what
Rat
you look
Pack.
for me.
Yeah, not the Rat Pack, the Breakfast Bunch, whatever they call them.
The Brady
Back in
Bunch?
the 80s.
I'm
No,
gonna
it
say
wasn't
he
Brady Bunch.
is.
Breakfast Club.
81.
80. I'm gonna say 83.
80.
83.
There it is.
Boy, oh boy.
That's two.
Boy, oh boy.
All right, and tomorrow, Wendy Williams.
Are you kidding me?
Bad Bill.
Which birth certificate?
Right. I want to see what that man she had on the outfit today. I was like, somebody help her, please.
She has nothing on about now. She has a
46.
nice chest. I mean, but she just
But you know,
not.
wait a minute.
But it's
Let
too
me
much
get-
up here and not enough
She
that
got-
it ain't
But-
proportion.
But she got some basketball hands. Boy, look at that. I know she. Them long
Yeah,
fingers.
Yeah, she got them like the Arsenio Hall hands.
Yeah.
That long finger. 55. I don't know.
Wendy Williams never liked to disclose her age. This is a tough one. She said 55.
I said 55. She probably
She has some facelifts.
a
A
lot.
bunch of them.
I'm gonna say
A
she's.
lot. Her nose look like Michael Jackson's.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't
Say
it?
she's.
Yeah, she
It does, don't it?
you know what they were saying?
She
That's
got
Papa
cross-
Joe's offspring from another woman.
She got a cross between Michael Jackson and Arsenio Hall.
I can't with y'all.
She'll say 55. I'm gonna go with 54.
54. I'm gonna say 56.
He hit it again.
Well,
That's what's up.
Yeah, 54 hit it again. And then
Right.
Nelson Mandela was
He's
born.
100.
Yeah,
Would've been.
He would've been
he would've been
100.
not 100.
He would have
Oh.
been
He would've
100.
Get it right, please.
When did he pass away?
2013.
So he was
And-
nice.
They had a
And let's
special
not-
celebration for him
And let's not
today.
forget who went and spoke.
Obama, didn't he?
Yeah. I saw a lady on the
Yeah, he was in
picture.
Kenya.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Obama.
Mhm.
Looking good too.
Okay.
You see
Oh.
Michelle at the concert?
I got a question on here. It came
Them
up
legs. She
on
got
my,
legs for
on
days,
on my
don't
feed
she?
from
Hey,
Ashton
baby,
Smith.
Our first, look,
Talking
our
about
first
these
lady. That's
ages.
my first
I
lady
saw
right
her
there.
dreaming.
All right, what's the question?
Michelle Obama.
And this is something that might, and hey Ashton, this is something I go to Shelley.
What's that?
Why do women not want to expose their age, but men do not have a problem saying their age?
I don't have a problem saying
I ain't got a problem saying my age.
I think
Shelley,
Shelley
how
know
old
what
are
I'm talking about because
None of your
there's some
business.
women
None of your
out there.
business.
Security.
None of your
They do
business.
not
None of
like-
your business. None of your
I see some
business.
gray right over
None of your
here.
business.
See some gray all back here.
None of your business.
So can you since
can
you're
bitch
the
woman
lady on
help?
the panel?
Because none of your
Wait a
business.
minute, maybe bitch woman.
Is that the real
29.
reason?
I'm 29 with some years of experience. And that's how it's going to stay.
No. Are you lying before God?
Okay.
Are you telling the truth
I'm
before
not lying
God?
before God, I'm
Are you
lying before
telling-
y'all.
It doesn't matter to
I'm
us.
not lying. I'm
It's all-
29 plus some years of experience. That's not a lie.
How much years of experience?
None of your business.
What anniversary?
None ya.
How
None
What
ya.
anniversary are you on?
None ya.
I guess
How
is
many
there
years y'all been married? Bitch?
None ya.
We've been married 9 years.
Been married 9 years.
Mm-hmm.
How
It-
And I
old
was
y'all?
29 when we got married.
you trying to figure it
and
out.
some years of experience
You know,
then.
I would.
What's the comment, man?
He better not. He better not.
Ernest, y'all looking good for 50. Ooh.
Ooh.
Ernie just turned 50. No,
Okay.
Cornbread just turned 50.
He better be talking about his own age.
Yeah, you two. Okay.
I'm going on 53.
So
Mine.
I guess is there any shame to it or
It's not. I mean, especially if you know, I had somebody, I posted a picture out there the other day, and this lady said, "You look 25." And I was like, "I'll take that." I guess to me, depending on, I mean, I don't mind. I don't care.
is there
I
a
look
fear
good for my age.
or
Huh?
is there a mental fear about if you say your age you don't want people to think you're older than what you look?
I don't know what it is.
I know
really
what it
don't
is.
know what it is.
I know what it is.
I just,
I know
you
what it is.
What?
I know what it is.
What?
You all women want to stay young for us. thinking we're gonna go out and get a young sister.
That ain't why I do it.
And most men, I don't want.
That sounds like
Cedric already know
insecurity.
he gonna try. It's gonna be on.
Yeah.
No, I don't know what it is.
That's what it is. You don't want to be honest.
B said they say if a woman would tell her age, she would tell you anything.
Oh God,
Well,
I need to talk to B.
well.
Y'all gonna tell us anything anyhow.
See, we can keep a good secret then if we keep our age, huh?
Sure can.
I don't know what it is.
You don't know what your age is?
tradition. No, I'm just saying I don't know what it is. Why women don't tell their age. I just go with what everybody else is doing. I don't want to tell my age. You don't ask a woman her age, and you don't tell your age. That's what I grew up with. So, like my grandmother told me she's gonna be 39. No, my grandmother said she'll stay 49. My mom can be 39. I can be 29, and my daughter can be 19. I don't know what Aubrey gonna be. 9 for the rest of her life.
Yeah, babe.
Yeah.
Do
You can leave my granddaughter. She's only 4. She is jailbait.
Hey,
She
I
is
got a 4-year-old
jailbait.
granddaughter.
Okay, but I'm just saying she is jailbait.
But y'all lying, though.
Say, you know what? Y'all need to go back to y'all respective corners. Ding, ding, the bell.
One more question. Do you dye your hair?
No.
You don't color it?
I did one time.
Yeah.
I did like a rinse just because I wanted it to be darker, and I did dye it one time to make it like red.
I see a couple of white, several white.
But you know what though? My hair, I've had gray hair since I was in 6th grade. I had a big
Wow.
old patch of it.
So that sounds genetic to me.
Yeah, that's not even.
See, he
I
turned
mean,
80, I see about 80,
He trying to
90.
get off the show. I can't reach way over
See,
here.
he over here choirs him out.
I can't reach way over here.
honey, you better get your family over
right,
here.
so-
You better get him.
When we come back, we're gonna talk about.
When we get back, somebody ain't gonna be here.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
So we're gonna take a break. When we come back, I want to get into some of the best divisions that have quarterbacks, the best quarterback divisions.
Okay.
So I think we can rank.
And
the
may I
quarterback
make this
division.
announcement for all of you viewers on Facebook? This is not an advertising spot, so please don't put your business information in the comments.
Okay.
I don't see anything.
I deleted it.
Oh. They ain't from that
They're
same
not
chick,
doing
is
no
it?
mine.
Huh?
They ain't from that same
No,
chick.
I blocked her.
Okay.
If you continue to do it, you'll be banned from the page. This is not for advertising purposes. If you would like to advertise, you can call that man over there and you can pay for it. Yes. So I can go shopping and get my hair done.
Everybody leaves.
I just could not believe people would do that
They do. It's
without
fair.
even asking.
They don't
Wait a minute,
ask.
wait a
They
minute.
just
I thought this
check
bag
me
was
out,
a souvenir bag for us from the game.
Right, I did too. There ain't no souvenir. It's eating there. All right, we'll be right back with 41 Sports Talk Radio on 4radionetwork.com.
Hello,
go.
brother.
There you go. Come back and do a commercial spot to my Facebook page.
All right. We're back. 41 Sports Talk Radio, 41radionetwork.com. So let's get into this topic here. You know, everybody got a list. Everybody wants to put a list out.
Okay.
I'm the list king.
Okay.
So the question is, who has the best division of quarterbacks?
We got to run each division now. That's a good question.
NFC.
Yeah. So I'm gonna run each division down, and I'm gonna list the quarterbacks.
Well, from what conference?
Well, from both conferences.
Okay.
So I'm gonna list the quarterbacks that are the starting quarterbacks for those conferences.
Okay.
For those divisions. So starting with the NFC North.
Okay.
You have the Chicago Bears with Mitchell Trubisky, Matthew Stafford, Aaron Rodgers, and Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins with Minnesota.
There's 4 teams in the North?
Yeah. There's 4 now. Everybody's got 4 teams now.
Okay.
You got the NFC West with Josh Rosen, Jared Goff, Jimmy Garoppolo, and Russell Wilson.
Sam Bradford, I think, is the incumbent starter.
He might be the starter.
Until something happens.
Yeah, he might be the starter with Arizona.
Run that again?
Okay, so we can put Sam Bradford in place of Josh Rosen,
Okay.
Jared Goff, Jimmy Garoppolo, and Russell Wilson.
Okay.
All right. NFC South, you got Matt Ryan, Cam Newton, Drew Brees, and Jameis Winston.
Oh, James Winston spoiled that bunch.
He did.
Okay, keep going.
AFC West, you got Case Keenum, Patrick Mahomes, Phillip Rivers, and Derek Carr.
Keep going.
NFC East, you got Dak Prescott, Eli Manning, Carson Wentz, and Alex Smith.
Keep going.
AFC East, you have Josh Allen, Buffalo, or it could be Tyrod Taylor.
Wait a minute.
Right, for Buffalo.
Tyrod Taylor with the Browns.
He's with, he did go to the Browns.
So
Okay.
it's basically
Josh Allen,
yes.
Ryan Tannehill,
Mm-hmm.
Tom Brady, and Sam Darnold. That's terrible.
Okay.
Louis, I can't find it.
You have to keep it. It's been a couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah.
The NFC, this is now we at the AFC South.
Mm-hmm.
Deshaun Watson, Andrew Luck, Blake Bortles, and Marcus Mariota.
Mm-hmm.
And the AFC North
Hannah
is
getting big.
Joe Flacco, Andy Dalton, Tyrod Taylor, which again, Ben Roethlisberger.
The NFC East and the NFC
Who was the one with
South.
Ben Roethlisberger?
Roethlisberger is with the North. Joe Flacco, Andy Dalton, Tyrod Taylor, and Ben Roethlisberger.
AFC.
AFC North, yeah.
My 1, 2, 3 is the NFC East and the NFC. The Saints in the South.
Yes.
Yeah.
NFC East, NFC South,
AFC North.
and AFC North.
Yeah.
Which
one is Brady in?
I'm a little different. Brady is in
AFC
East.
AFC East, yeah.
But it's just he's just the
It's
only
just
one that's
Brady.
really
Yeah.
Yeah, in AFC East you got Josh Allen, Ryan Tannehill,
He said he want to play till he's 40.
Tom Brady, and Sam Darnold. You got two unproven in the AFC North. In the NFC,
And
AFC
Tannehill
AFC
is
East.
50-50
right?
at best.
Or because you can also put Jay Cutler.
He's retired. He's out of there.
You don't
He
think
ain't
he's playing
coming
another-
back. That was it for him.
They still got him on the roster.
They do?
Yeah.
He ain't gonna be there too much longer.
Case Keenum, Patrick Mahomes, Phillip Rivers, Derek Carr.
No. Carr had a bad year. Phillip Rivers had a solid year last year.
Patrick
Mahomes is
unproven.
unproven. And Case
Case
Keenum,
Keenum.
well, he's getting there. We got to see if he can do what he did last year this year.
Yeah, but see, he's going from a good team to a bad team.
Well, I ain't gonna say Denver's a bad team offensively.
Denver's not-
They need to get it together.
Yeah, they're not Minnesota though.
But remember, their quarterbacks since Peyton Manning has retired has been horrendous.
Yeah, who they
I
have?
think they
Who they have? They
Brock
had
Osweiler,
Osweiler. They had Patrick Lynch,
Trevor Siemian.
Trevor Siemian,
They had Paxton Lynch.
Paxton Lynch. Yeah,
Jesus, no, I can't count. I can't go against them for having that. With Case Keenum walking into the likes of Courtney Sutton the likes of Demaryius Thomas, Emmanuel Sanders. Then you have Royce Freeman, who's a rookie running back, but I expect the run game to be solid. Even though C.J. Anderson's with the Panthers now.
Yeah.
And then the defense, to me, is going to be solid regardless.
So
Offensively, they need to find their groove. They got the talent. They just need a quarterback.
But who are they? Are they a running team or a passing team?
It depends on the quarterback. If you had Peyton Manning, there was more of a passing team. You don't have Peyton Manning there, so they're more of a run team to me, to run to set up the pass. More so like the Cowboys.
Yeah, that's right.
The Cowboys are running to set up the pass too, but the Cowboys don't even look at the pass no more. It's all about the run now.
Well, I mean, when you got Dak Prescott and his ability to run, he had 8 rushing touchdowns last year.
Right.
And he has a read option that's effective when Zeke is in the game.
Yeah.
Hey, they are a run-based team. But going back to the Broncos, I think they are as good as the quarterback can take them.
And can Case Keenum duplicate what he did last year?
That's the biggest
or
question.
Or is he going to look like what he did year before last?
See, we don't want that case. No.
Talk to me about NFC South. Matt Ryan, Cam Newton, Drew Brees, Jameis Winston.
Gosh.
That's a tough.
Which Cam Newton?
Yeah, I know. Is it
Cam Newton is in NFC.
No.
NFC South.
South.
No, I'm talking about.
And that's New Orleans.
I'm
Drew
talking about
Brees.
the Cam Newton before he got injured.
Before he started dressing like he dressed.
Yeah, like he
When he put on that darn
he went
hat,
back into the future.
It looked like the
Is this the Cam Newton?
Mad Hatter.
Let me tell you something with Cam Newton. The team tried
Them
to.
shorts.
He had the shoulder injury year before last, and they said, okay, we're going to walk into the beginning of last season, allow him to take it easy and pass a little bit more. That just did not work.
didn't work.
When they allowed Cam Newton to be Cam Newton, he started, as the season went on, he started playing the way Superman.
Right.
He played the way we are accustomed.
But it's
unfortunately, his game consists of running the football.
Right, but I was saying, is this going to be the Cam Newton that cries every time he gets hit? It's talking about y'all hit me too hard.
It is what it is with
But
him.
they was.
I mean,
What about Russell Wilson?
well,
What-
He can't be crying. He's 6'6", 245.
Exactly. They gonna hit you.
I mean, you a big target.
But,
Yeah.
but not only that, with his size, he ought to make them feel that they hit him. Big side quarterback like that,
He need to go get back.
He need to be ready for the impact.
He needs to understand that.
Yeah.
If he
Yeah,
changes
yeah.
mentality in terms of they hit me too hard or it's unnecessary hits, he'll be a whole
trying to
different
be the
ball
first
player.
one like-
Dude, you 6'6", almost 250.
You're right,
you should
right.
be running over folks.
Dante Culpepper.
Right.
Oh,
right,
man.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, he didn't complain.
Now he didn't complain.
Well, now we're going back before it got so money wise and commercial wise and endorsement. You know, Culpepper and them back then.
Culpepper
and
took
before
it.
them, Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I remember. I'm gonna call his name. Want to do the diet commercial? Pete.
Diet commercial.
Yeah, they got diet. Him and his wife do the diet commercial.
Pete, Rodney
Robert,
Pete.
yeah, Robert Pete.
Rodney Pete.
When
Rodney
he was
Pete,
playing,
Rodney
when
Pete.
he was playing,
Yeah.
when he was playing, he was punishing those DBs that were coming in.
Yeah.
You know, so
Or even
Pac-Man said his size should make him more dominant.
It
For
should.
real.
It should.
Yeah,
It should.
I
As a
agree.
matter of fact,
Right.
you can even go back to a Randall Cunningham.
yeah,
People didn't want Randall Cunningham to get out their pocket.
Now, Randall Cunningham
'Cause we got the
had
pocket, it was
had
over.
a more different approach than Cam Newton. Cunningham was of a finesse runner who would jump over you,
Yeah.
or he would try to elude defense, or he would run out of bounds.
Exactly, but
Cam Newton does not run out of bounds. He
Yeah.
he just kind of go forward when
But he don't
when you
even-
get ready to dive. He just go forward.
But I don't
mean,
have. When was the last time you seen him slide?
I ain't seen Newton slide in a minute.
and okay now.
And Cunningham
all
did
time.
slide too.
Yeah.
Now let me
You
ask
know.
this question here on that part. Wouldn't that be the coach's responsibility?
Well, see-
help him to understand you might need to slide sometime. Until then, he need to be punishing that defense.
He should be.
When they get ready to hit him, and he see it
He
coming.
should be. He should
Yeah.
be. The other problem is right here with Cam. I think with Carolina is that they have nobody else around Cam. I mean, they really don't have any other player but Cam. It's almost like
They have Christian McCaffrey now, who is
Yeah, they have him.
he
But they
I'll
got
tell
him
you something.
last year.
He He had almost 90 catches last year as a rookie.
Right. Oh yeah. That's all. That tells you what they have. That tells you. I mean,
Now,
'cause they
wide
don't have nobody else
receivers,
to
I mean,
throw.
they had Devin Funches, they had Curtis Samuel. I mean, come on.
Yeah, they don't have nobody else to throw it to.
I mean, when you got rid of Kelvin Benjamin, who was Cam's go-to receiver for a couple of years, and you traded him to the, I think the Bills. I mean, you just took Cam's go-to
Took his weapon
receiver
away.
and the one he went deep with.
And then-
Cam Newton and Benjamin had a nice.
And then Jonathan Stewart,
Connection.
your running back there that you get rid of.
Well, they got C.J. Anderson now.
Okay.
On top of Chris McCaffrey, their backfield is solid. It's okay now.
It's okay.
It's okay now, but the receivers, they got DJ Moore, who the Cowboys should have drafted, but they didn't. They got DJ Moore as a rookie, along with Devin Funches. DJ Moore serves as the dude that goes deep.
Okay,
So we'll see how that turns out, but you are who you are.
Right.
I mean, so in that same division, Drew Brees.
See,
Can't take nothing away from Drew Brees.
now Drew Brees has changed his game. Well, I ain't gonna say he
Wait,
changed his
But
game.
now they got a
Good.
running game.
That allow him to change his mindset, and if the running game didn't go, that's what's dangerous about the Saints. If the team stopped Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram, you still got Drew Brees back
Exactly.
there
Right.
throwing the ball all over the place.
Exactly.
That team is to be a team to watch this season. To
It
me,
is. Yeah. I mean, because the defense is still good too. They
Yeah.
got your boy Lattimore.
Yes, he was. I think, defensive rookie of the year last year. They found the Saints defense. We all know has been mediocre to bad the last 3, 4, 5 years.
They finally got something.
Even when they won a Super Bowl, their defense was
Decent, yeah.
Last year they were dominant.
And now all you got, and they could have gone to Super Bowl this year too.
That team to me is starting to be a complete team. So
Yeah.
again, look out for them.
Jameis Winston.
See,
That's the
here we go, shaking my head moment here.
That's the bad fruit.
Because this dude, he's going to be suspended the first 3 games of the season.
Is it 3 or 4? There's 3 in it.
I thought it was 4.
Let's not go there because he did something that they could do with Zeke Elliott.
Joe could have.
And if he was able to negotiate,
Right.
wow, and see, I don't want to go there right now.
See, yeah. I'm
But
with
he
you, Professor.
had a
He shoulda
4-game
got-
suspension.
He should have got 6 games right off the box.
And
Yep.
whatever the
they didn't hold
negotiation
back on
was,
Zeke.
it went from 4 to 3.
To 3.
So he will start the season missing game week 1, 2, and 3.
Professor, wait a minute. Okay, let's look at the owner.
He said, wait a minute.
Look
Wait
at
a
the-
minute.
Wait a
Well,
minute.
we don't want to go there because we're on this right now. We gotta go. We got to choose
That'd be a
that.
whole
another
nother
time.
show.
We're talking about the penalty here that's been dished out.
Yeah.
I believe if our owner had sat back and went on allowing it to take place, then he would have been back way earlier.
Yeah.
and sooner.
No, but they
Well-
hit him with a 6-game
But you're not
suspension.
From the get-go.
Immediately.
But
Yeah.
I believe if he had not, because we got to look at what was all on the table at that time. Because that was the issue between
But they
Jerry and.
It was all kind of stuff.
And I know we
going on.
on
Zeke
this
was
right now,
going-
but yeah.
Well, see, the only
There's a
difference
lot of stuff on the
was Zeke
table.
Elliott did not admit what he did to Tiffany Thompson. Jameis Winston admitted he
He
groped
Right.
a girl in that car.
Right.
Well,
Martez said we need to go there.
Well, with Martez,
Let's
we
go
can't.
substitute.
The substitute. We can't go there right now because we're trying to
Let's
stay
do
on
it
topic.
on the back end. Let's do it on the
Let's
back
talk
end.
about that later.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is
yeah,
our
yeah.
problem with the show sometimes. When we talk about something and we can't
out.
finish
Yeah,
because we know
Yeah, we
get
break
off
out.
the railroad track, talking about something else, and then before you know it, time is
The show is
flying.
over.
Yep, show is over.
So let's stay on this.
Stay on task.
But going back to the
We need to start
Buccaneers,
calling you security cover.
He's shutting everything down.
going back to the
I'll
Bucks,
switch names. She professor, you security.
they're
I
going
can't
to roll
do
with
Professor.
Ryan Fitzpatrick the first 3
He
games, which he's an
analyzed
okay
He's an
average quarterback.
Yeah, but he's a journeyman though.
But Jameis Winston has, to me, Marcus Mariota and Jameis Winston were drafted in the same year. Mariota to me is way better than Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
This is his year, and he's already 3 games down the hole. This is his year to show what he's made of, or else I think the Bucks may start cutting ties with him. That's just what that is.
You think they're upset with the suspension thing?
Who was they?
The Bucks.
No. I think when he admitted what he did, then hey,
It is what it is,
it is
right?
what it is. Yeah, I don't think so.
But see, Zeke thought he was. I mean, he knows that he's innocent of all charges, so that's why.
And
it
I
went
think
down
that's
the
the
way it
difference
went.
between him and because Zeke was saying I ain't never done it.
They wanted him to admit to it.
Yeah.
Tiffany
So-
Thompson
He
is
He wasn't gonna admit 'cause he didn't.
is painting this picture of me,
Right, right.
We don't
and,
know
and
what
you
was
still get me for
discussed
6
before.
games.
Exactly. And then she's actually saying, "I'm gonna ruin your career." So
Right.
Winston
You still
admitted
get
to it, and then he apologized to the Uber driver on top of that. Then here comes a negotiation. Okay, we'll knock it down to 3. So that's what Goodell wants. He wants
Right.
you to admit to
He
your
wants you
guilt.
to admit to
So
your
that
guilt,
makes him look
even
good.
if you're
That's
not
it.
guilty.
That's it. That's if you did it.
Martez says, I disagree with that. I think Jameis Winston is better than Mariota.
No,
Everybody have an
So,
opinion.
no. I'm sorry,
Everyone has an
and
opinion.
we'll get to Mariota's division. We
Yeah,
don't
we'll-
want to
yeah,
get
we're
off
gonna-
track.
yeah.
Let's- but to me, that division we're on is the best until you add Jameis Winston, and then that's when I start shaking my head like, okay,
Even
let's.
that, I'm still put that division on.
I don't know, man.
I'm gonna still put that division.
But you said
I said
NFC South.
I said
did say
number
number
2,
two.
right?
Yeah, you said
I'm thinking
NFC
about
South.
why they number 1, not number 1, as to me as they should be. It's really because of him. So let's keep it
All
moving.
right, let's go with the number 1. You got NFC East.
Yes.
Dak Prescott, Eli Manning, Carson Wentz, and Alex Smith.
So
Not with Eli Manning in there.
Not-
Not
No,
with
whoa,
Eli
whoa,
Manning.
whoa.
He's not ranking him as
Eli's got,
individual.
Eli's got two.
He's got skins on the wall.
He got 2
He-
Super Bowls.
he has 2 Super Bowls against a team
New England.
that could not beat him in the Super Bowl. And that's not once, but twice.
And
He beat
they went
Tom Brady
undefeated.
and the Patriots
They went
twice in the
undefeated
Super
one
Bowl.
year, and they still lost the Super Bowl.
Right.
I mean, you have to give him
You
credit
gotta
for
give
that.
him that. Yeah.
Even though it was mainly his defense, but he was still a quarterback.
Now,
he was
Harry-
still making them plays down the field. Go
Now,
ahead.
having said that, though, we got 3 other quarterbacks that really don't have any skins on the wall.
Right.
But their
Right.
average was pointing up.
It is pointing up.
Alex Smith had his best year as an NFL quarterback last year
with Andy Reid,
right?
and now he's going over to Washington, who some say is a
he don't have the weapons he had in Kansas
right.
City.
Kirk Cousins is not as was a better quarterback than Alex Smith.
And I'm going all the way back to his 49er days where he was solid there before Kaepernick took his job.
Mhm.
It's like Alex. He settles, he does good, and someone comes in.
A
and
rookie comes in because Patrick Mahomes.
Kaepernick was a rookie,
Uh-huh.
and
Patrick
Mahomes is a rookie, and they
Mhm.
took his job.
And for me, no reason at all. Anytime you have a season where your receivers don't get a touchdown. What was that? A couple years ago.
That was 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Dwayne Bowe was a receiver.
He was receiving. Yeah, none
and
of
they
them
had no touchdown
None of them
receptions.
had touchdown
Right.
receptions.
Mm.
Martez
None of
says Wentz, Prescott, Eli, and Smith in that order.
Say again.
He said Carson Wentz.
Wentz, Prescott, Eli, Smith in that order.
I'm gonna call Wentz and Prescott a tie. 2 years ago, Dak Prescott was
Ouch.
offensive rookie of the year,
Outshined him.
and the following year the roles reversed.
Mhm.
So I think they're 1-1 right now. So I think I'm putting them at a tie. Eli Manning, hey, he got 2 Super Bowls.
You got to put
He
him
got
in.
Super Bowls that the other 3 quarterbacks don't have. I'm sorry, Wentz do have one.
But
I
it
still
wasn't.
can't believe
it
he
wasn't
just won a
because of
Super
Wentz.
Bowl.
Oh,
Yeah, but it
the
wasn't because of
Eagles,
Wentz.
I can no longer say, what are those?
I'm telling you, with Prescott, you still got to give him his prop because the team was not really at 60%.
Right,
But they
because
still-
Zeke
They still was
wasn't
9
in.
and 7.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
still
And-
went out.
I think they would have been
And-
better had Zeke been in because that's his go-to.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
came in together, they was playing well together, and then you took him away. So he had to reroute how he was doing stuff.
And we have to
And
be
that's a
mindful
mental,
that
that's a
That's
mental.
a, yeah, that's a mental
deal
thing.
there.
there are numbers to support that Dak Prescott, when Zeke is his running back in the backfield, he's a much better quarterback.
Yeah.
Even without him, somehow, some way, he ended up with a 9-7 record. He has yet to miss a game. He started all 32 games
Yeah.
for the Dallas Cowboys, something Tony Romo could not do while he was here. And
He
then
he never had 32 games in a row.
no.
No, he
No,
stayed healthy.
Romo had
No, he had-
1 year where
yeah,
he
one
started
year.
16, but not 2 years straight.
But he done played 100.
Never.
No, at least 100 golf rounds of golf.
Well,
Golf is a
I can't
whole
talk about
other
the golf
game,
game.
I'm just
okay?
saying.
But Prescott to
Stand out
me,
there swinging a stick.
to me, he's a quarterback. Him and Wentz with the arrow pointer up. There are numbers to support that Prescott is a better quarterback when Dez Bryant is now incorporated in the offense, and also
When Dez is not in the
incorporated.
offense,
when Dez is not incorporated in the offense, he's a better
Better
quarterback.
what?
You know why?
You think?
Because
No,
because-
there are numbers to
yeah,
support
because
that.
The reason why is because his focus don't have to be on getting Dez the ball.
Yeah, because Dez
If,
demands the ball.
if now I can spread the ball
he needs
around,
to touch the ball
you know,
at all
yeah,
times.
And that's what I was thinking about why Professor was talking a few minutes ago. If the Cowboys can have at least two good receivers, then they can go deep.
right?
Yeah, yeah,
Two
yeah,
good
yeah,
receivers,
yeah.
they can stay within 10 to 15 yards.
Yeah.
I believe that would keep the
The
defense on it
Mhm.
because
Right.
we got a heck of a, not just deep, but we got another good running back. So
Was it Rod Smith?
yeah, but I still blame the offensive coordinator because
Yeah,
they're
that's
just
right.
not disguising our plays well enough.
Right.
You got if you see this guy over here, 9 out of 10, you ought to think about him going to him, but they're not.
I'll
they
give you
make
one
it
better.
to
I'll give you one better. It's not the fact that I don't think they're disguising their plays enough. I think the fact that they're not executing.
Mhm.
And if you go back to the 90s, 92, 93, 94, everybody knew what the Cowboys were going to do.
Right.
Everybody in the stadium knew what they were going to do. That team executed.
Mhm.
They executed with precision. And so Emmett had these holes because the offensive line was executing. You know, so it's not about disguising your plays, it's about executing.
Well,
I mean, and you
that
do play action, but
that help you to execute
yeah.
is when you know how you give them one look, but you wind up doing something else.
If you take one formation and
Right.
if you can run 3 or 4 plays out of one formation,
Right. You know.
And then and the other thing is what we saw is that the Cowboys were not adjusting.
No.
And at half they did not adjust at all. Shoot, you got the Atlanta game was just that was crazy.
Right.
You know?
I mean, yeah, and you can't blame it on Prescott. And let's not forget, and we're going to another division. To
Yeah.
top it all off, the Dallas Cowboys with Dak Prescott at the quarterback position is 22-10.
Which is good.
Mhm.
Just think about
Which
that.
is good. Which is good.
We win when he's at the helm. Period. Even without Zeke, he has proven that he's able to hang in there, take the tough hits.
Mm-hmm.
His efficiency wasn't as great as it was as rookie, obviously because of what you talked about, not adjusting, not taking out. I'm gonna call him 75.
Right?
when they
Chance
should
Green
right? I ain't want to say his
or
name.
Jonathan Cooper.
Well,
Either or.
he was okay, but I'm just saying when you give a quarterback a recipe to succeed, he'll take it and run with it.
Plus, they were not chipping him at all.
And
Oh,
they had to put Witten back there at one point,
He said, the guy was
multiple
like,
times.
the guy was like, I only know one move, and I get that move every single time I was able to get.
Adrian
the quarterback."
Claiborne.
Yeah, Claiborne. He said, I only know one move. That's all I know. But if they'd have chipped him, he would have never got to the quarterback. But that's where Ezekiel Elliott comes in because Ezekiel Elliott is good at spotting stuff like that.
Adrian Claiborne made the Pro Bowl because of that game.
Because of that one game, yeah.
Crazy.
Because he had like 1,200 sacks. Okay, so
He had 5 sacks in that game.
let's go with the AFC. Let's go with the AFC South. Deshaun Watson, Andrew Luck, Blake Bortles, and Marcus Mariota. Any of those scare you? I know Deshaun Watson is on the upswing.
Huge.
His arrows up, but he's got to come. He's got to come back from the injury.
Right, and so does Andrew Luck.
Yeah, Andrew Luck's been injured.
Who has not really played the last 2 seasons.
He's been injured basically all his career. He's the new Romo.
Blake Bortles is who he is.
Yeah. So
Some games he will pass for 88 yards, and some games he will throw for almost
Lights out.
400.
yeah.
And Marcus Mariota, who I touched on with Martez about,
Now we talk about Marcus Mariota.
he is a better runner than Winston. He will run the ball. He had a 75-yard touchdown run last year
Right.
with DeMarco Murray on the team, but he took it upon himself to run a 75-yard touchdown on top of running touchdowns in the playoffs.
And he threw his own self a touchdown.
Yes, he did. I mean, to me, if you ask me who has been the better quarterback since that draft, to me it's Marcus Mariota 8, Jameis Winston 6.5. That's just me. Marcus Mariota don't miss games. He don't think in a stupid manner like
Right. He
Winston
does-
will.
he
He don't
plays
think
smart.
he's not big headed like Jameis Winston is. And to me, if Jameis Winston keep his head in the game and he stays out of trouble and don't have these outbursts in the game that would get him in trouble, he'll be okay quarterback.
But Winston takes too many unnecessary chances too.
And yes, he has a higher, I believe, interception
Yeah, he has more
ratio than Marcus Mariota.
interceptions. Yeah, I think he takes too many unnecessary.
He has a bigger arm than Mariota, but to me, Mariota's the better quarterback.
He's the smarter quarterback,
Yeah, I agree with that.
the more football savvy quarterback than Winston.
I agree with that. I like Mariota. I mean, he's okay to me. So that division, 2 quarterbacks
You only
with
got
injury
two.
or come off of an injury.
Blake. Oh, you,
Martez says that whole division is to be determined.
Which division? The one we're on
We're
now?
talking about now.
Deshaun, yeah, because
Yeah, that's
you got,
up for grabs.
Yeah, you got Winston Watson coming off an injury, Andrew Luck coming off an injury, Blake Bortles. Jaguars trying to get rid of him throughout the draft, try to get a quarterback.
I'll tell you this: if there's no injuries in that division, it's going to be a battle between. That's because Jacksonville's defense is good. If
Yeah.
Andrew Luck goes back to the way he has been,
But
that's going to be a very competitive division.
yeah, but the Colts don't have anybody around Andrew Luck.
They have T.Y. Hilton.
That's
That's his
it.
go-to buddy.
That's it.
I'm just saying. When Luck and Hilton hook up and they're healthy, man,
I'm saying
Hilton is one of the best. He's a top 10 receiver.
he's the top 10, but I don't see Indianapolis being a threat.
Their defense is softer. I can say that.
Yeah, I don't see them being a threat. at all.
Jacksonville defense is
It's
just
nice.
top notch. It's
Yeah.
just top flight.
Yeah.
Houston has a good defense as well.
Houston and if Deshaun Watson is where they want him to be, that Houston's gonna be good.
They're going to win that division.
Yeah.
If he goes back to the way he was last year before he tore his
gonna be
ACL, they're going to be good.
And then Tennessee gives up.
Tennessee always tend to hang in there.
Yeah, but I don't know
They
why
just stick
get
around
rid
a lot.
of DeMarco Murray just for Henry, Derrick Henry.
This one will come on. You know why? Injuries.
Yeah, I know, but Derrick.
DeMarco Murray has. Okay, we was where we was at in Addison. We saw that playoff game against the Chiefs.
Oh,
DeMarco Murray's on the sideline in both playoff games. Couldn't even start.
Couldn't
D.
start.
Henry ran with it.
Yeah.
We saw that.
Yeah, I mean,
They made up their mind when they saw what D. Henry did.
Let's go with him,
DeMarco was out of there.
and now he's retiring.
Well, no more didn't want him. No, he saw that.
Him and T.O. can go announce.
Well, it's to me, going back to the Cowboys, to me, in 2014 up until now, Tony Romo, Dez Bryant, Jason Witten, and DeMarco Murray are no longer on the team.
Gone.
Within 3 years, either to retirement or just no one is not interested in picking them up. That's Dez Bryant.
Gone.
Other 3 retired. Just
That's
think
crazy.
about
That's
that.
crazy. When 3 years, they retooled their roster in
What's
3
that?
years.
2 out of 4 are going to, well, one's already in broadcast.
2 of them. Jason Witten be in broadcast
Yeah,
too.
that's what I'm
Romo
saying.
Witten.
He's already in broadcast, and Witten going.
And DeMarco
DeMarco
Murray, I
Murray.
think is going to go to
It's time to
ESPN.
go to ESPN.
Yeah, he looks like
Because
he's one that can.
But now he's in training camp with the Cowboys, working with those D. Murray.
No,
He's not. Okay.
He
I
is
thought
away from that
I
one.
thought he. Okay.
So
AFC North. This is the sorry one. Joe Flacco, Andy Dalton, Tyrod Taylor, and Ben Roethlisberger.
Ben.
Ben?
Big Ben.
Big Ben.
Ben
Big
need to
Ben.
be in another division because he's not sorry.
Well, Ben don't know if he's retiring or not.
I
He
know.
need to.
but now he's saying he'll play the next 3 years.
Right.
So I mean,
So
you
he's
don't
still
know.
up in the air.
But now,
And-
evidently, either he's friends with someone, or coach he see a lot in him that he can play another 3 years. Cause he don't play.
Well,
When it
he's
comes
going to
to-
have to because they losing Le'Veon Bell next year.
Well, that's what we're hearing.
Bell, yeah.
But one would think you have to get tired of being franchised and not.
Exactly.
Let me tell you something. The Steelers are giving Le'Veon Bell the same treatment the Redskins gave Kirk Cousins.
Franchise.
They just do not, for some reason. Now I don't understand.
I don't either.
Pay the man.
You pay the man. Yeah.
The dude catches
They
80
offer-
balls a year as a running back.
They offered him five years, 70 million.
That's 14.5 per year.
Yeah, he said
But
no.
he's getting franchised for 15 this
15,
year.
getting franchise for more, yeah.
He wants to be paid like a quarterback, which I don't know if that will ever happen.
No, but he can still get paid as was I guess the highest running back.
If you give him 5 years, $100 million, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, because that's what is that? 16, 17?
That's 20 a year.
20 a year.
That's 20 million a year.
Yeah, he should be.
I'm okay with
yeah,
that,
yeah.
but
They chopping him down.
I'll hold out. Give me more.
Well, see, that's what he's trying. That's what he said. He said he's not going to camp. He'll come back at the beginning of the season and then sign his franchise tag.
that's what he did last year.
Uh-huh.
The highest paid running back right now, believe it or not, is Royce Freeman. Not Royce. Devontae Booker of the Broncos, $8.25 million per year. This is excluding franchise money to any running back. He is the highest paid running back, and he's not deemed to be a starter.
He's not even the top running back.
So
I mean, then you got because Elliott is gonna get paid next year.
Kyle will have to get ready for him and Dak
And
Prescott.
that, they're gonna get paid.
They're gonna get.
So
One
Bell is
of
saying,
them gonna be franchise.
yeah, Bell is saying, you need to give me some money.
I don't blame him.
I don't either.
He has given me no reason to believe he shouldn't get what he wants.
None.
And he catches as many balls, almost twice as many as a normal starting wide
As a
receiver.
yes.
Man, come on. Him and David Johnson are the only two running backs I know that can go on both sides of the ball at any time. David Johnson is almost like Le'Veon Bell. He will catch 60 balls.
Yeah.
You know, Zeke is not there because
they
our
don't
offense is not calling for that.
They don't
you
go
know,
to,
I
but I
feel like
bet you
Zeke
could.
can do that. Right.
Well, and I believe we'll see more of that this coming season.
I think so too.
I believe we'll see more, and maybe I'm sitting here thinking that maybe that's what added to Witten retiring, because the Cowboys are looking at next year on how much money they might have to give
They're gonna
up.
have to, yeah.
You see,
And
it's cheaper to get a young tight end.
Tony Romo comes off the books this year
Exactly. You see, so they're looking at Dak and Zeke.
because they had to pay them both.
Right. They're gonna have to pay if they want to keep them.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they're gonna have to pay them
Yeah,
both. They're gonna have to pay them both.
Wheeler Burton, real quick. What's going on, Malik? He going back to Blake Bortles. He said Blake Bortles can just be a game manager with that dominant defense and run a game in Leonard Fournette.
Yeah.
And
I
he
agree.
doesn't have to put up great stats to win games.
Just drive the bus.
Then he goes on to say teams just won't give running backs, this is going to Le'Veon Bell, teams won't just give running backs that kind of money. I'm scared Zeke will walk out. I'm scared Zeke will walk because the Cowboys might not break the bank for him.
They'll take
And
care
that's
of
a
Zeke.
scary thought.
They'll take care of Zeke.
Yeah, they'll take
You
care
think
of
so?
it.
Yeah, because their offense is surrounded around him.
I really believe so.
Yeah.
Are we thinking about them? Well,
No. Remember, their offense. See, Dallas has the only true running offense in the NFL.
what's the reason why
Run first and then pass later.
what conclusion can we come up with as to why DeMarco Murray didn't get what he wanted from Dallas?
Because he wanted too much, and he wanted too much, and you give us one good year, because remember the year before that he was hurt, so you give us one good year. That's a great year, but the other thing is this for her. I think that too many times you fumble at critical times. And so we got to look at that. I can't break the bank with you, and you.
He
You
did
question
have fumbleitis at
Because
times. Yeah.
who was that they gave all that money to, and he didn't produce like he should have? Was that with him when he went to Philly?
Feel like, yeah. Well,
That was
that was a game anyway.
Philly only took DeMarco because they didn't want him. They didn't want him to stay with Dallas.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
and DeMarco he
That was
didn't
a-
fare too well.
No,
He got
and-
played.
Yeah, but the other thing too is Dallas could always look at that and say, well, shoot, had we kept him, we'd have done the same thing.
No, he wouldn't have.
Exactly.
Plus, had you kept him, you wouldn't have got Ezekiel.
Well, that's true.
Right.
That's
And
true.
I believe the reason why they're gonna pay Zeke, because Zeke gonna be the closest player they're gonna ever come close to Emmett. Is not breaking the record.
Yeah. He
know,
becomes
so-
the face of the franchise.
Him
and Dak.
That was a beast.
Yeah, him and Dak, they become the face of the franchise, so they'll pay him. And plus, like I said, they're running. This is a running team.
Right.
You run first, then you pass. With Pittsburgh, you still had Roethlisberger back there. It was still. I mean, you still got Brown. Antonio Brown.
That three-headed monster.
Exactly.
The killer bees.
Yeah, so they're a pass first team, and then Le'Veon Bell comes in for a run. So yeah, that's why they're not going to pay. That's why I think that Zeke is going to get paid and Bell won't, because but now where would he go though?
The Jets.
I mean, does the line start to be at the back? Because it's going to be a line.
The Jets.
You think?
The team that has the money for him will get him.
Cleveland.
And the Jets had it, and no. No.
He ain't ready
They got Nick Chubb.
He ain't ready
They got
to die
Duke
yet.
Johnson, and they got Carlos Hyde. What are you doing with 3 running backs that can start in this league?
Exactly. He ain't ready
What
to
are you
die.
doing?
Because that's Cleveland now.
Maybe they want to run the wishbone.
Right. Bring Barry Switzer in.
He's not going to Cleveland. No.
Okay, so let's go with the NFC North. Michael Trubisky, Matthew Stafford, Aaron Rodgers, Kirk Cousins.
Mitchell Trubisky is yet to be determined.
He's up and
I
coming.
can't give him a failing grade or a passing grade based upon last year. He is who he was. He had his moments. Kirk Cousins, I think, is going to be a quarterback that's going to put himself real on the radar this year. He's proven. The Redskins didn't trust him. That was their fault.
Their fault, yeah.
I like Cousins. He's a good passing quarterback.
He's consistent.
Aaron Rodgers, we can
Yeah.
keep him moving.
Yeah,
And who am I? Oh, Matthew Stafford.
He's had a good career.
The money that was thrown at him, to me, I think they overpaid him.
He's had a good career. He's just in the wrong.
Detroit
is not.
I mean,
we've gone to the playoffs a couple times with him, but he's just in the wrong position. I think he's had a good career, but he's just in the wrong team.
yeah, that's probably. I mean, yeah, I can say it. Matthew Stafford to me,
Could be.
he's above average quarterback, but he just can't pull Detroit out.
But Detroit is doing the same thing that other teams do. They get them a start and they don't put anybody around them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, you get nobody around them. You had Calvin Johnson, but that's all you really had was Calvin Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
You throw in a charade of running backs, Javed Best, all these running backs you throw in one at a time, but no one's there.
Right.
And then you don't do anything to the defense. You don't shore up the defense. You don't put nothing around. So I mean, he's just had but that's Detroit though. Detroit is that team. One of these other teams, we gonna get us a star like Carolina. We got Cam Newton, so let's let Cam win.
Real quick, Malik said, going back to DeMarco Murray, he had 390 carries the year before. Running backs historically start to decline after heavy usage. So it's smart to not get mega bucks to him when he was going to start going downhill anyway.
Here's what I say about running backs on the decline. We're just not getting to this whole running backs on the decline. You go back in the day, these running backs were rushing for like at least 25 carries a game. Dorsett, all these. I mean, look, Walter Payton, all of them rushed for like 25 carries a game, 25, 30 carries a game. They was hitting it, and they didn't go on the decline. Matter of fact, they stayed. Their careers lasted to what? 32, 33, 34.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they stayed. Now all of a sudden, now we got running backs in the decline. No, we just stopped. The league has changed to where it's more of a passing league than it is a running league.
See, you couldn't really say that about Marcus Allen,
No, Marcus Allen stayed in the league for like 800 years.
Adrian Peterson,
Yeah.
Barry Frank Gore, who's 35
Yeah.
and still in the NFL.
Barry Sanders.
Well, yeah, he didn't slow down. He chose to retire at 30.
Emmitt Smith,
Emmitt Smith, he's another one.
who did not only missed one game in his career.
I think the notion that we're starting to assume just because you hit the age, man, he's gonna go downhill. Just keep feeding him the ball until he break down himself.
Yeah, exactly.
Because evidently,
if he hasn't shown it, then keep it moving.
based upon Emmitt Smith, Marcus Allen, and Frank Gore, if you keep your body healthy and you eat right and you keep yourself in shape, and I keep going to Frank Gore, this dude is 35 years old.
Still there.
And he's still running the ball with effectiveness.
Let's talk about Jerome Bettis.
Yeah. He retired at 31, I believe.
31, 32?
Yeah. And he was effective his last year.
Exactly.
He won the Super Bowl his last year.
Yeah, he decided to walk away. I mean, there are so many running backs out there that we can point to where if you just keep giving them the ball, getting the ball, they still gonna run.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but now the league has changed, and they're saying now at 29, you washed up.
I think they really started with, that's just my opinion, it's not a fact. I think this notion they were talking about started with Earl Campbell. Because the
9
more
years.
as he got older, his body was just,
But he did a lot of beating folks up, though.
yes he did.
I mean, he did he did the more pounding than anybody else.
Yes he did.
I mean, so I mean, you and this is when at a time where you can hit running backs like ain't nobody's business.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they was hitting him too, and he was hitting back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, now you breathe on a running back and it's gone. Let's go with the NFC West real quick.
Real quick,
Go ahead.
because I think he's talking to you. Let me see if I can read this real quick because it's too far. Matthew Stafford might have the second best arm in the league behind Rodgers. It just hasn't translated to wins, no defense, and no running game.
Yep.
And Malik said, Benchwarmer, consider all that defensive linemen and linebackers are bigger, stronger, and faster than ever before, delivering some vicious hits to today's running backs.
I consider that, but aren't we talking about bigger, faster, stronger running backs also? I mean, isn't everybody getting bigger, faster, and stronger? I mean, you could take a Le'Veon Bell or a Zeke Elliott or a Todd Gurley, put them back in that time period, you know, and I think they still produce. You know, so as the league grows and NFL players are growing, shoot, running backs are growing too. You know, and offensive linemen, now you get more protection. You know, so you're not taking those hits. I mean, when was the last time you saw Emmitt Smith take a solid hit? Didn't take one.
Right.
Didn't take one. I mean, you look at the great ones; they don't take solid hits. Now, those that are just trying to be running backs, take solid hits. You know, and so you look at how they condition themselves. I mean, look at Zeke. Zeke looked like he's bigger than he was last year. I mean, even when he came back from Cabo, it's like, dang.
He was cut up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the speed that he has.
Mm-hmm.
His speed is more than any. I mean, shoot, that 60-yard flat he ran against the Bengals.
No, that was. Oh yeah,
Against
yeah,
the
yeah.
Bengals, yeah, he cut right down the middle, and he had
Splitting the safeties.
yeah, and they had an angle on him. How do you not catch a man with an angle?
True.
I mean, shoot, Dorsett got caught because he had an angle.
Malik said
Gerald
good
Green.
point. You made a good point. He agreed.
Let's go with the NFC West, which is probably the worst.
Who are we talking about?
Josh Rosen or
Matthew
Stafford.
no, Sam Bradford.
Sam Bradford,
Mhm.
Jared Goff, Jimmy Garoppolo, and Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson.
I think he's on the downcline.
Really?
Yeah, I think he's on the downcline.
I don't know about that.
Seattle,
I don't know about-
Seattle is losing everybody.
But that doesn't mean he's on the decline.
No, he just can't do it because he ain't got nobody else.
Russell Wilson is the offense for Seattle.
That's all, yeah, you're right.
He led the team in rushing yards the last 2 years.
That's crazy.
As a quarterback.
He
as
is
a
the
quarterback,
offense.
that's crazy. That means, he probably could have thrown it to himself too and let him in pass.
He had over 850
Yeah.
yards rushing last year. The next closest individual to rushing yards was a running back, but not even over 500 yards.
That reminds me of Randall Cunningham who used to outrush the whole team every year because they had no running game.
Yeah, who here back there? Keith Byers.
Yeah. Keith Byers and Herschel Walker was back there.
Yeah, he wasn't used like a full-time running back.
Yeah, I know.
But Russell Wilson, I don't think is on a decline. Sam Bradford, he gonna play at a high level until he gets hurt.
20-something million.
Josh Rosen gonna come in. We'll see what he can do. Then you got
Jared Goff, who had a good season.
Jared Goff, because of Sean McVay,
Yeah.
had a good season. He needed the coaching and offensive mindset of another individual to get where he's at now. So his arrow, like Dak Prescott and Carson Wentz,
Yeah.
who was on that same
On
draft,
the same draft.
is
yeah.
going up. And then you have,
Jimmy Garoppolo.
now that, my friends, could be my surprise best quarterback this year.
I want to see what he does with San Francisco for the full season.
How do you come in to the Bay Area and go undefeated from day one that you started for the 49ers?
Because the teams you was playing wasn't that bad, wasn't that good either.
If he was that good of a quarterback, I can understand why the Patriots wasn't too fond of letting him go.
Why Tom Brady didn't want him though.
He made that much of a difference to that organization. He turned the organization around by himself.
He did.
So all the pieces were there, but now you add Jared McKinnon, who was the starter for the Vikings last year, or he shared duties with Latavius Murray last year. He's now a full-blown starter all by himself with the 49ers, and you have an offensive-minded individual, Shanahan,
yep.
who was calling plays for Matt Ryan and Devontae Freeman. You saw how that offense went.
It's flourished.
Now he's with the 49ers. I think you're looking at a team that's going to make a quick turnaround with a snap of a finger and be a playoff team before you know it. And they have Richard Sherman, even though he's come off of that ankle or the Achilles injury he had, you still got him with his veteran presence.
Well, I think they will because number one, they're playing you're playing a last place schedule.
This year?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you're a better team than a last place schedule. That always happens. It always turns around. Let's do some here. We way into the top of the hour.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I'm trying to move us along. When we come back, we're gonna get into some entertainment conversation. Oh, we just gonna keep it moving.
Somebody said we had a guest.
Oh well, the guest is.
Can we talk about the comedian of the week?
Martez is saying the 49ers won't even make the playoffs. Well, I mean,
The
Talking
comedian
about
of the week.
not wearing number
Comedian of the
45.
week.
who?
Oh.
Not wearing number 45. Number 45 is banned for the lineup.
I got something.
All right.
Kylie Jenner,
Huh?
self-made billionaire.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to go to break?
Yeah, we're gonna go to break
Okay.
and we'll come right back. This has been 41 Sports Talk Radio on PhoneRadioNetwork.com. We'll be right back.
Let's roll.
Hey, good people. Big shout out.
I go, Mark.
All right. We're back. That was Fetty Wap. Make me
Fetty
feel
Wap.
good. Fetty Wap. Not
Yeah,
Fetty.
baby.
Fetty. Like confetti.
That's somebody
Yeah.
calling
Huh?
me. If I saw
What's
that
up,
person name on his phone,
What?
Got to call
Vigil, my card.
Tyrone.
he was trying to call you too.
Oh, he wasn't?
Call
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Tell him, come on.
Okay, so,
help you get your
Got on sound and I
stuff.
can't hear.
All right.
All right. Entertainment. I don't have no trivia for y'all. And just a quick question before we get into the he say, she say. So, Kylie Jenner, you know, I think it was Forbes. What magazine was it that did the top
Forbes.
10 self-made billionaires that were women?
Mm-hmm.
And Kylie Jenner is on the cover as in the top 10.
Gosh,
And I was like, okay, give me the definition of self-made. What's the definition of self-made to y'all?
because she's 21, I think. I think that's her
It's
age.
not about the age. It's you had millions of dollars before you got started.
Now, I thought self-made was you had no
From
money.
the ground up, $0.
Mhm. You
And
had
you
no money,
made
and then
yourself. That's
yeah.
what I said. So on TMZ today, they had Paris Hilton. She was coming from someplace, and they asked her what she thought about it. She's like, she earned it. I'm like, y'all are some crazy people.
How did she earn it?
Because she did all her YouTube videos and all this other stuff. But I'm like, okay, your father was, what's his name? Caitlyn. It's Caitlyn now. Bruce Jenner.
Bruce Jenner.
You know, you in the Kardashian clan.
Yeah.
I mean, all this stuff combined made you who you are and gave you the opportunity that you have. So you're not a self-made
So had you not
billionaire.
had Bruce Jenner or the Kardashian clan, where would you be?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Paris Hilton the same way. Hilton. Come on now.
Yeah.
You're not a self-made billionaire.
Right. When you got Hilton
are-
Hotels.
That's like saying if I'm a what's that? The Rothschilds. What was it?
Rothschild.
The Rockefeller.
Rockefellers.
yeah.
Yeah. Rockefellers. That's like the child or the grandchild of a Rockefeller saying
It's not self-made.
that I made myself into a billionaire. You have long money.
Like the Kennedys.
You was born with the silver spoon in your mouth.
Bush.
The Kennedys, yeah,
Yeah.
Bush. They ain't
And
no
even
self-made.
Trump, his daddy
Right.
gave him $1 million in trust or whatever to get his business started. You're not self-made when you're given that luxury.
Jerry Jones is self-made.
Now, Jerry Jones is self-made. He built his stuff from the ground up.
Bill Gates.
Bill
Bill
Gates.
Gates is self-made.
Yep. Apple guy. What's his name?
Apple guy.
That's Bill Gates.
No, that's Microsoft.
Oh, you talking about
The one that just passed away from cancer.
Jobs.
Jobs.
Yeah.
Steve Jobs.
Steve
yeah.
Jobs.
Yeah, so those are self-made millionaires. You take something from the ground up and build it
From
into
nothing to something. Yeah, that's self-made.
Not somebody that get on there and show their butt or do a sex tape. Paris Hilton. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I found it.
Okay.
Yeah, so so that's what's zooming in the
Wait.
entertainment world.
Okay, so
and then
so you can show your butt and still be self-made, can't you? You just didn't have no money. Cardi B.
Cardi B was a stripper.
Still though, she was
She's
self-made.
self-made. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's self-made.
Yeah, she's
The girl is
self-made.
making money hand over fist.
Yeah.
You know,
Mark-
she started from the bottom. Now she's here.
Yeah. Starts from down matter whole
Right, exactly. so those are self-made millionaires. Kylie Jenner, Paris Hilton, Rockefellers, Rothschilds, Fords, any of them people. Trump, they are not self-made billionaires. They did not start from the bottom and now they're here. You know.
Start from the top.
So
that he hit.
yeah. So I'm looking at that list. I'm like, y'all need to redo this list. So Beyonce,
How many-
Jay-Z,
how
come
many-
on, those are self-made billionaires. You know what I'm saying?
How many
Are
blacks
they
on that list?
billionaires or millionaires?
They're billionaires.
How many blacks on that list?
Their income combined makes them billionaires, and they got investments. They have other artists that they produce. They making money hand over fist. They producing movies. They're acting in movies. Come on now, they making money hand over
Fubu.
fist.
The guy who did Fubu.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
Sean John, P Diddy, all of them. They self-made. They started from the bottom.
Well,
Ice
don't take-
Cube.
Ice
He ain't a
Cube, yeah.
But
billionaire.
don't take nothing away from my boy who got a movie coming out.
Who that?
Yes, Denzel.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah, they-
Most
they-
definitely. He in the Boys and Girls Club. Come on now. But is he a billionaire? That's what they
No.
talking about, billionaires.
Well,
So-
we don't know
so-
all his assets.
Well, we sure don't. So, and the other thing that's in the news is Michelle Obama at the Beyonce concert.
Was she,
showing all her legs.
was she
She's hanging out with
Queen Bee?
Tina Knowles in the VIP section, and little Malia had her boyfriend there with her, and you know Queen Bee doing the thing. Them seats was like in the thousands. The tickets were in the thousands.
Well, I'm sure
So-
they comped it.
Oh, most definitely. She
Yeah.
in the groove on.
Well, it's 8 million people starving in Africa. We buying $1,000 tickets
Well, Obama was in Africa doing his thing,
after he
helping
left the
his half
concert.
sister build a sports youth sports camp.
After he left the concert.
No, I don't think he went. But he knew Sheldon were going. So anyway, so that's what's going on in the entertainment world right now. It's a little bit of buzz about that was what caught my attention because I was like, how do you make yourself into a self-made billionaire and you already started out with money? That don't make any sense.
You ever started out with a couple million.
Yeah. So So anyway, so getting into the question of the day. The he say she say question is
All right.
from the professor.
Oh.
He say, she say, can. Martez. Oh, Martez so said, if you turn $1 million into $1 billion, that's not a self-made billionaire. No. No substitute is not.
What if you turn
You
$1
have to turn,
into $1 billion?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got to turn before you make $100, you got to turn that into $1 billion. You can't take $1 million and turn it into $1 billion and be a self-made millionaire.
Okay, so what about those who can take $1 million and turn it into nothing?
But I'm saying it's still, it was given to them. They didn't go, they didn't go to the SBA.
Right.
The Small Business Administration to say, give me a loan for $100,000 or $1 million so I can make it into $1 billion. They didn't do that. It was given to them. They don't have to pay it back.
So these athletes,
And they made their name off of their parents' name and all that other stuff. It's not self-made.
So Michael Jordan is a self-made.
Michael Jordan is a self-made billionaire.
it was given to him.
How was it given
When
to
he
him?
got into the league, they gave him a couple of million.
Boy, that was his salary. He earned that. He earned that.
He didn't have to pay it back.
He didn't
Right,
have to-
no.
exactly. He didn't have to pay it back. It wasn't given to him. But anyway, yeah. So Martez says growing your company is still impressive. Yeah,
It is.
it is impressive. But it's still not self-made if it's given to you. No.
You're going back to some semantics.
Yeah, you going to, yeah.
You know what
So
I'm saying?
anyway,
You're going technical.
I'm going technical. I want to see you make something out of nothing without somebody else helping you. Self-made. That's what that is. Self. By yourself. So anyway, to the question. Be trying to get me out the subject substitute. The question is from our professor. Can a person have a best friend, in quotations, of the opposite sex, single or married?
I put that out there, I think, a few weeks ago, and it just went off the
Give us some of
charts.
them comments, Professor. Did you get some of the comments?
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's hear some of the comments you got before we give ours.
One from Beta J. Robinson, who is my son's mother-in-law. She says, if a person is single, yes, because there are no rules to friendships and no other person to consider. Now, marriage, I say no.
Thank you.
Best friends of opposite sex, no. I would not want to leave any room or speculation for my spouse to have doubt about my dealings with another man. Quote unquote, it actually sounds crazy and uncomfortable to say another man. It could leave too much room for speculation and uncomfortable boundaries. Let your spouse be your best friend. Grow up leaving those childish relations alone. People need to focus on what's happening in their household and give more attention, affection, focus, and love to their partner. Furthermore, if your friend of the opposite sex respects you, then he or she will understand there are boundaries after marriage.
Yes. I like that. Was that the best response you got? Is that the best
When I hit comments, that's the first thing that came up because she had got the most
responses?
likes on it.
Yeah, that's a good one.
What about?
I like how she said that.
Here's Milton Williams. I have spent 28 years of my life married. It has not been easy. However, we are wiser and closer than we have ever been. What does that say about anyone who will stop being best friends with that person because he or she gets married? What does that say about you if you believe that they can and will stop being best friends as a result of a marriage? I say to that, I don't want to marry anyone who subscribes to that.
Ooh. Ooh. So basically, they're saying, I think, and I'm
He's saying it's okay.
Yeah, because let's say if you had a friend, a childhood friend, and y'all just been friends, and that's all it was, just friends, and y'all just wound up becoming best friends,
So,
and then one of them wound up getting married.
I said a part two. This is his part one. I totally disagree, Lewis. Why can't your best friend be someone of the opposite sex if you're married and if you knew that person before you knew your spouse? Your life as you knew it ceased to exist with that person and becomes something else. If that is the case, then this is a total fabrication of life if what you all are saying should be the example. My wife is not my best friend. She's my wife, which is beyond my best friend. One of her best friends is a man that she's known since she was in the 4th grade. He didn't cease to be her best friend once we married.
Wow.
So, we
that
got
was
two
very
ends of
rare.
the spectrum.
Yeah,
That's very
was-
rare though to have that.
That was no.
I think.
Not it depends. I would say this right here. It depends on this right here. It depends on. Let's say if you guys get married, because I think it's a time period. Let's say if you guys get married right out of high school. All right. So you want to grow together. So you have a best friend that y'all was best friends since 10 or 4th grade or whatever, and then he gets and you get married. So then we all just friends. We're all just friends, and that's it. Nothing else to that. Let's say if you get married, at 40, but you've had friends for so long that you could go to before you got married at 40. Do you stop being friends with that person that you was friends with for so long just because you got married at 40? And if you had 40 years before you got married.
Well, the way I look at that, it all depends on what understanding you have with your spouse.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I can easily say, hell yeah, the opposite sex could be my best friend, but I'm married to a sister. And the sister said, hell no. Okay.
And then that's no. Then no is no, huh?
No. But and I share this with y'all all the time to make sure I got all my bases covered.
Mm-hmm.
Sister Phillips is my wife first. She's my confidant second, and then she is my girlfriend third. So in other words, I got all my bases covered that I don't need someone else to be my best friend in the opposite sex. Because I don't care how strong you say it is or what, all it takes is one time. Let someone be vulnerable one time, So that is a big iffy there, and it don't have to be, because like kind of reflect back on last week when we had our discussion about marriage, and I believe it was Phyllis that asked the question, do you have to have a license to be married?
Right. Just paper mean.
Just paper, and no, not necessarily. That's just a man's eyesight. But what makes a marriage is when that man and woman are intertwined by God. So that intertwined means you tied up, wrapped up, knotted up together.
Right. That ring means something.
They didn't have a ring in the Garden of Eden.
They didn't.
But no. But what I'm saying here, when you go back and look at the word, he said he intertwined man and woman together. Well, when you look at the actual form of intertwine, it's no room for nothing else. It's no peak where light can come through and nothing. It's almost like hair matted together.
Is that 3-strand cord?
Right. It's not more. You see, so
So Deandra says, not in a marriage, Your spouse should be your best friend. Leave and cleave. The marriage has enough matters involved. The Bible does say leave and cleave, and
Y'all
forsaking
give me
all
y'all
others.
opinion about this.
Forsaking all others.
So
So
here's
if you go biblical, what does that mean?
But see, now
True.
you have when you now you open up another can of worms when you said that.
When you- 'cause
because
when you go
have
biblical, if
you
you-
have more
you-
than one type of marriage now
Mm-hmm.
that's no longer biblical.
Right.
Right.
And when you,
Right about
because
that.
somebody else asked a question last week when we talked about marriage. What makes it holy, or what makes it not holy? What makes it not holy when you delete God?
Yes. Yes.
Who is the one that established
Marriage.
holy matrimony?
Right, right.
So when you do that, now other formality of marriage is now created. Because now when I look at my book to perform marriage, man, it's like 3 different types of form of ceremony now. and I'm not gonna go by the one that married same sex.
Yeah,
I don't get that book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see,
Yeah.
so marriage, when you get into that, you if you really want to be married, you gotta do a biblical.
You don't leave everybody alone.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying. I mean, you can be friends, but not the
But you
best
can't
of
be
friends.
Not
best
best
friends.
friends.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's another person. His name is he's Pastor Andre Anderson. He said, if you're married, you should not be hanging out with another man or woman alone. Now, you and your wife may have best friend couples, but no guy is going to be okay with his wife out kicking it and hanging out with another guy. Same for women. It will eventually cause problems. Also, why would your wife not be your best female friend in the first place? So another individual who is married, her name is Tasha Branch, she goes, your spouse is not always your best friend. Sometimes you do need an outsider to be your best friend, whether it's a male or female. And the outsider cannot come between your marriage. Your spouse will be the problem, not the outsider.
Well,
It got testy after a while.
Yeah, I bet it did.
hey, I need to post that on my page and see
Man.
what response I get because, well,
I did a poll on this.
Martez says, I want to say something so bad, but I'll have to.
you said you want to say something.
Well,
so
because
bad.
see, Deandra said no, and he said yes, but now he's not saying what his yes means.
He's toned it down.
Yeah, he not. Go ahead, Martez. Look,
Hold up
it's
now.
all fair game. It's all love and war in here.
No, it's gonna be war in their house.
Yeah, love and peace. Keep it peaceful. No, whatever keeps peace in your house. Mr. Lyons, what you got to say over
yeah.
there?
I'm looking at.
Keep it peace in your house.
I'm looking at all the comments.
We've already had
Well,
this
my-
conversation
number-
at the beginning of our marriage.
But see,
So-
number one, neither do my wife and I have time to spend time with other people.
Right.
Right.
Because we
that.
have responsibility to each other.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
You get what I'm saying? So she got to hurry up home and cook my dinner.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. He is back in the Stone Age. She got to be home and cook my dinner.
No, I'm just kidding. But I'm just saying, I mean, what
DeAndre
makes you
says
comfortable?
sometimes your spouse is not your best friend. That marriage won't work. I mean, that's what I feel because you hang out together, you go out together, and our pastor said you marry to date, not the other way around. So you
You date to
dated-
marry.
Yeah, you marry to date.
And not the other way
And
around,
not
it's
the other
just
way
date to
around. You don't
marry.
date to get married.
Yeah.
So you're supposed to have the most fun with your spouse after you get married. You
My
have the
allergies,
freedom to do that.
sinus.
And we said that in the last session last week. You have the freedom when you get married to do so much more because, especially as a Christian, you are not bound, so to speak, to
So
sin.
here's
You're free.
would
you
be
know?
my question.
Mhm.
If your best friend is of the opposite sex, why didn't y'all get married?
Thank
There you
you.
go. There you
Thank
go.
you.
Well, that's a good one.
That's it right there.
I'm shutting
That's
it down
a
today.
question. That's
all
a good
people.
question.
That's a
It's
good
true.
question.
Of all
Because
people,
you
he
would
came
think-
up with that.
Because the saying is, that love is friendship on fire. So you want to be your friend of your spouse before you get married anyway. Why would you not be best friends with
That's
your
a
spouse?
good question.
It just doesn't make any sense to me because you're vulnerable with your spouse. You can tell all your secrets to your spouse. You got
I've
pillow
mentioned
talk,
that.
the intimacy, all that stuff is with
Now,
your
question
spouse. It
is-
should not be with somebody of the opposite
Question
sex
is-
that's not your spouse.
Are you cheating on your spouse? with
Yes,
your
that's
best
an
friend?
emotional affair.
Even if it's not
That is
physical,
emotional
that's
infidelity
emotional.
when you become intimate with someone who is not your spouse. Someone of the opposite sex that's not your spouse.
But see, you know,
That is emotional infidelity because remember in the Bible it says it starts with your thoughts. Adultery starts here. It doesn't start with the action. It starts with the thought.
Well,
It lust in the eyes.
When we get to adultery
Come on,
and
Pastor. Come on.
fornication, I don't
Come
know
on, Pastor.
because we really
Back me up, Pastor. Come on, back me up.
Well,
You know I'm
let me
right.
ask you. Okay, let me ask you this question because we was in about 5 or 6
Get
of
on my
us.
nerves.
No, wait a minute. About 5 or 6 of us was in a discussion about this,
Mm-hmm.
about fornication and adultery, because that came when Moses was handed the law about adultery and fornication. Now here we got David down 14th generation later, who's the man after God's own heart.
But he doing the same thing.
No. It was not adultery.
Back in the Old Testament.
No. Wait a minute. Let me finish.
Uh-oh,
It was
come on,
not
Pastor.
adultery
Preach.
until he looked at another man's wife. David had more than one wife.
Yes,
David
he
had
did.
a whole bunch of concubines. Okay.
But when he looked
That
at
was
When he
allowed
looked-
in the law back then.
Well, it's almost still allowed now. Not in America. Not in America. Now,
you
can
go to
we-
Africa, you
I wish you would
but-
bring somebody else up
because
in here.
You got to go by the land of the law now.
Mm-hmm.
And a man can have as many wives in certain parts.
Now, if we was in Colorado,
Oh, well, hey.
let's go.
No, they're going to jail too. Yeah,
Are they
they're
really?
going to jail.
Okay.
Yes.
But
They tried.
But no, this one I gotta say this.
United
It's
States don't
only
play that.
only if that man can afford them. Physically, emotionally, and spiritually.
that means half of us shouldn't have a wife.
So, in other words, I can barely take care of one.
Right. I'm saying half of us shouldn't have a wife.
Hey, that
We are not that hard to take care of. What are you talking about?
No. Sisters, I'm not talking about it. I have.
We,
yeah.
sisters, are not that
I'm
hard
saying-
to take
I'm
care
not
of.
saying y'all are hard, but
Yes, you are.
draining for.
Draining.
Yeah, I mean, like,
And y'all ain't.
you know,
Hey, yes.
And you're not.
no.
Yes, you.
I'm not demanding.
Boy.
That's
I'm
what,
not-
that's why men cannot have a wife and a best friend of the opposite sex. So that's draining itself.
Right.
It's going.
Well, let me put it like this.
But here's a question
I
though.
ain't having it.
Here's a question though. What if every conversation that you have with your best friend can be had in the same room with everybody else, above board? Everything's above board. You having a conversation with your best friend, your wife sitting right there. Because you talk about you talk about cheating. You know.
I'm just saying, what I'm saying is those intimate conversations are reserved for marriage.
What if they never get intimate?
If they don't get in, y'all just shooting the breeze about basketball, football. That's one
Right.
thing.
But
again, your best friend should not
but
be
if
someone
you-
that's not your
well,
spouse.
well,
Once
let me
you're
share
married.
this. Let me share this with you also. If you want to make
Forsaking
sure,
all others.
if you want to make sure your opposite spouse does not go find a best friend, make sure
You're the
you got
best
everything covered
Right.
yourself.
Exactly. Exactly.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it starts with an innocent conversation.
Exactly. That's what I said. It started.
Yeah, it started with an innocent. Look, Satan got Eve attention from an innocent conversation.
Yeah.
And the next thing you knew it,
She was sinning.
He had it, her
He
mind.
had her under control.
hook, line, and
Yeah.
sinker.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So if you don't,
If you're not
watch it,
careful.
yeah.
You got any more comments over there, Professor?
There was 146
Oh
comments.
no, you can't say all the comments.
I do
DeAndre
have-
said, "Yes, love is friendship on fire." That's a book. Boop.
What if the woman is a lesbian?
It don't matter.
Oh, he's saying what
She
if?
might go both ways.
Yeah,
Most
yeah,
lesbians
yeah.
go both
So-
ways.
What if they don't? What if she saying she's
Yeah,
They
straight?
just like one more than the other.
That goes back when I just stated when you get outside of God's holy matrimony,
Yes.
you got other different forms of marriage. Okay, that's all under one of those forms.
No, so it's like this right here. So what he's saying, I think what he's saying is right here. So Shelly, let's say your best friend was a guy who's gay.
I forgot about that.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I forgot about
We
that.
going shopping and all that stuff.
Hey.
Hanging out, huh?
Yeah.
He buying pumps too.
Right.
He helping me pick out my wardrobe.
No. You have been here.
No, he helping me. He got better taste.
So with that, I mean, because that's the opposite. Well, is that the opposite sex? It might be the same sex.
Well,
No,
see, when it gets to that point, it's the same
yeah.
sex.
No.
If they're living an alternative lifestyle, your man friend that's gay would be your girlfriend, and your girlfriend that's gay would be your
So
guy
now
friend.
we so y'all go to the same bathroom.
I have,
now we go with the gender thing.
I have a classmate,
Well.
Kim Holloway. She said,
I like
strong
to each their
conversation.
own.
She's interested. Now, this is another lady from my high school. Longtime friend. You know, matter of fact, I introduced her to my wife as wife number 4.
Oh my
You
goodness.
know,
We got a guy that whenever we see him, he called me wife number 2.
Right.
I looked at Cedric, I was like, I just, my mind went, and he's cool and everything, but I looked at Cedric like, are you okay with him saying that? Because it was awkward for me.
Well-
when I was single and he said that, it wasn't no big deal. But now I'm married, so you calling me wife number 2, and I'm looking at Cedric like,
Well, it all depends if he's
We know
insecure
each other.
or not insecure with it. Now, if it was,
He was fine. I
if
think
it
he was fine. We were fine with it.
I believe if it was my previous wife,
Mhm.
she would be totally insecure. This one here I have now, she know what she got. She know that I'm
But
going.
I don't want nobody else calling my husband their husband. I don't care how innocent it is. It's
And
that's
I,
my husband,
well,
I'm
I
his
guess,
wife.
and I guess,
It's not about insecurity for me. It's
I
about
have
respect.
some friends that knows my wife, and they would call me their husband too, cause they see how well I do certain things.
Mhm.
Oh, I need a husband, and I tell them real quick, you need to wait on the Lord. So, and then I make a joke about it. Tell them, baby, I don't always
Okay.
pull up my socks.
So when we on that subject, what about work wives and work husbands?
What about
Is that a proper thing to say?
a work wife and a work husband?
Uh-huh.
Well,
No.
can I-
No.
You
I
know
know
what
where
I'm
she's
saying?
going
People-
with that.
That's my work wife.
Well,
That's my work
oh,
husband.
hell
No.
Well,
No.
every now and then I make a joke about it, say that my wife, she out making my papers. But my wife know
But
I'm
you know
joking.
when you at work, okay, my boss has 3 secretaries. We're all married.
Mhm.
He's married. Sometimes we boss him around as if he was our husband, but we don't call each other that. I mean, I heard one guy come in the office one time and say, are your wives okay with something or something like that. It was one of the other staff members or something. But he's never said that. We call ourselves Charlie's Angels and he's Charlie. But we don't say no wife stuff. You know, we don't say he's our work
Well,
husband
so,
and we his
no.
work wives.
If that's the case, instead of him being the husband, y'all being the wife, y'all the girlfriend, he's the boyfriend.
No.
What was the question that you asked that we
Anyway,
didn't think about?
I think that's weird too. To be calling somebody work wife, work husband. I
What
think
if-
husband and
Oh,
wife.
you
that
talking-
title
yeah.
is reserved for your husband or your wife.
About this subject. If that's your best friend, then what was the question you just asked?
If
Some
your
of
best friend was a lesbian.
No, before that.
Oh.
That we agreed. That's a question we didn't even think about.
About spending
Oh,
time.
no. He's saying if that was your best friend, why you didn't marry him?
Yeah,
Right.
Say that again.
If she
If it's
or
your
he
best friend,
was your best friend,
Why
why
did
did
you
you
marry?
marry them?
why you didn't marry them?
and you married
Okay.
somebody else?
Because somebody had made a comment saying my best friend lasted longer than my marriage. She went on to
That's the
say.
one that you should have married.
She went on to say the marriage lasted 13 years. My best friend has been around for 21 years and
Yeah.
counting.
And the opposite sex, right?
And they
The
still not
opposite-
married.
The opposite sex.
How come you're not married to your best friend?
How come you
But you
not
know,
married to that person?
wait a minute. Sometimes that does happen now. Sometimes you don't marry that person till way later on in life.
I know.
And then
Well, I know
after
when
you
me and
don't-
Cedric started dating, I didn't want to date him because I didn't want to mess up our friendship. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Because we've been friends a long time, and I
What's
was
up,
like,
dude?
no, I don't want to mess up. Once you go to marriage, it things change and thoughts change and all this. But we still hang out. We still
Right.
it just grew, you know.
Well,
It became better with time. I mean, we had our moments in the beginning.
well, okay. Let's kind of shift this around a little bit.
All right.
All right. Going to like a homeboy. We talking about the opposite sex now. Let's flip the script because our question was dealing with two parts here, right?
Yeah.
Now, I do have some friends from school that every now and then we do hook up, but we don't hang out all the time.
Right. But they're still
You see?
friends.
But they're still friends. You
Is
know
your
what I'm saying?
spouse around?
Huh?
Is your spouse? These are opposite sex. And is your spouse around?
No. You know how fellas get together and go to the sports bar.
Oh, the guys.
Yeah, the guys.
Oh, okay. No,
you
we
know.
talking about opposite sex. So you
but
don't do that with a
when the
female.
question had two parts to that, be it opposite sex or same sex.
No, it didn't say.
No.
No,
Okay,
it just
I
said
thought
opposite
I
sex.
heard that.
It said opposite sex, single or married.
Okay. Well,
So, for instance, can you have a best friend, both of y'all married, and y'all still be best friends,
But the
and,
opposite sex.
it's the opposite sex? So
Well-
we're couples, we're going out, but the husband of the other couple is my best friend, and
would you
vice
ask the
versa.
question to Benchwoman while you going out with this lady?
Of course. It wouldn't even be no question. It would be a heck no. And it wouldn't be heck.
What's the head?
A heck, H-E-C-K, but it would be with some double L's,
She started getting
double
dressed
hockey
too.
sticks.
She started getting dressed too.
I might become the exorcist or something up in here.
My concern is if you don't get dressed and you act like you're going to bed,
Yeah, that's a problem.
and then I come back in, ain't no lights on.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah.
So one
Think about
person, Stephanie Smith, she said, yes, I have a man best friend and his wife knows and I respect her and know my boundaries. You gotta have boundaries and respect those boundaries.
But
So the wife
I don't
know.
care.
Well-
I don't care. It ain't happening in this house. Ain't nobody my husband's best friend but me.
So what
And
if
vice versa.
So in other words,
You heard that.
in other words, you don't tell her everything.
He better.
So what if they had been friends since, like I said, since
I
they
don't
since
Come on, y'all give me your
care.
opinion on
since
it.
they was in the second grade.
When you took your vow, the Bible says you leave and cleave your parents and you forsake
No,
all others. All is all, and that's all that all means.
But here's my question though: does that
Is that all the way around on the table?
That's
Hold on
it.
a second. That's
all
the way.
is, that's what all means.
Now, because
it means
some,
all.
some
I learned that
people-
from a pastor.
Some people don't understand.
Let me say it again. All, A-L-L,
How you-
means all.
How you spell
and that's
it?
all.
No, how you really
that
spell
all
it? Is that
means.
a capital A,
Capital A,
L,
capital L-L.
So,
Yeah.
so my no, but I'm going back to this. I'm going back to this real quick because so you're saying somebody you've been friends with since he was, since he was in second grade, and y'all still.
Forsaking
Well, let me finish. But y'all still keep in contact. You still keep in contact. Hey, this, that, and the other. And you consider some over the years best friends. So then, let's say you're 35, 36 years old, and you get married. Okay. Do you immediately say that the person that you was best friends with since the second grade, do you immediately say you're no longer my best friend?
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that there are boundaries, like who was it? Stephanie said there are boundaries that have to be set. You can still be friends, but I don't think that best friends would be your title anymore once you become married, because your spouse, either you're gonna marry that best friend or your spouse becomes your best friend. That's how I
Well,
look at it.
I have a classmate here saying, I don't think that can happen. Men and women cannot be best friends if the other is married. Lines will sometimes get burnt. So
They get blurred, B-L-U-R-R-E-D,
Yeah,
blurred.
So in other words, you got a long percentage out here. A lot of percentages saying you can't be.
So the moment you get married, you are no longer the best friend.
Forsaking
No,
all
Wait,
others.
Wait a
Hear me
minute,
out,
wait a
hear me
minute.
out.
But a lot of time, it's not the man that keeps the best friend. It's the woman that keeps
I
the
don't know
best
about all
friend.
that.
So can she then, let's say she's not married, he's married, and he's spending his time with his wife, his spouse, and but she'll every once in a while say, yeah, that's my best friend. She's not married, and she's calling this man, oh yeah, that's my best friend, because we've been friends since we was 2 years. No.
Get your own man. Once my husband gets married, don't be calling him to come over to your house and help you put up no lights. Don't be calling him to do nothing. Get your own man, get another friend, because now he's mine. I belong to him and he belongs to me, forsaking all others. And if you get sick, don't call him to bring you no soup. Call somebody else, not him.
What about the crackers?
No, none of that. Don't do it. Don't do it.
My previous
We just need to have Tyrone over here.
my previous marriage.
Yeah, call Tyrone. Don't call Cedric.
Hey,
He belongs to me.
my previous marriage, she had a friend. We that time we were living in an apartment, and every time something went wrong, her children would tell their mom to call my wife and say, "Ask Mr. AD to come over and fix it."
Ooh, wait.
And it really wasn't a problem.
And your spouse should not be volunteering to go and help no other opposite sex
She
either.
didn't volunteer. The opposite sex called her.
And ask if you can
We was
help.
talking before when we went on break. We were talking about that movie. Why Did I Get Married? And remember the lady in Why Did I Get Married Too? Her ex-husband called her. He had cancer and he was going to chemo. She was doing behind her husband's back, taking him to chemo and taking care of him. And when her husband found out, he was livid. And like I told Cedric, I said, my thing is this.
You know why?
You want to have compassion, but at the same time, when you get married, it's in sickness and in health for your spouse. Not your ex-spouse, not your friend.
But you know why?
Call somebody for them to say, hey, here's hospice number, here's the emergency number, here's somebody else you could call. You can't call my spouse to take care of you in your sickness and health.
You know why?
Because she kept it a secret, first of all.
That's the first thing.
She didn't even discuss it with him.
Mm.
She didn't even say, hey, he's sick. Can we? And then my thing would be, okay, if you want to be compassionate for him, let's do this together. You're not going to do it by yourself.
Don't call. I ain't doing it.
I'm saying if you as a couple decide that this person means enough to you. For instance, and we talked about this before, if my bonus kid's mom, we all have a good rapport. If she was to get sick and something was to happen to her and she had nobody to call but Cedric, you think I'm going to say no? I love those kids, therefore I love their mom. And so we're going to go together and make sure that she's okay. And he ain't going to be going by himself. But we're going to go together to make sure that she's okay.
So there's trust in
I think they'll be okay. I mean, he can go by himself. But I think in our situation,
You think?
I know.
No.
I know they'll be okay. But I'm just saying, it's on a case by case basis. Every family dynamic is different, and you just have to have an understanding with your spouse as to who you can and cannot be friends with.
Can she make a phone call once a year, twice a year, 3 times? How many times a year can the phone call be
You
made?
gonna get one time. You gonna get one time.
That's what I brought up. I got some more comments there.
Yeah, I think we already read it. Martez was playing devil's advocate.
Oh yeah, she said
And
that.
Erica Anderson even commented on this. Let me find her. Hers was just cold blooded.
She said
One
that's
of my
why I
classmates
brought
told
up.
me, just fix it to carry my butt home. Mr. David Price.
So Erica Anderson said, of course, your spouse is technically your best friend, but the question is referring to the other best friend you may have had all of your life prior to. I say yes, because if someone is truly your best friend, they will never do anything disrespectful to your mate or anything to jeopardize your marriage. In this day and age, same sexes are having relations, and people who are truly insecure will accuse you of cheating with the same-sex best friend. People want to create all of these circumstances that may pop up. The fact is, you either are a person who will cheat, or you're a person who won't, no matter what the circumstances are.
But you do have those down low
Them
people.
DLs.
So you do have to be careful, even with same-sex friends.
Define down low.
Them ones that's on the outside saying that they like men and women, or the man likes women and the women likes men, but on the down low
They like the same sex on a down low.
In the
Yeah.
closet.
Yeah.
But they wasn't out
But
in
they
the
done
public
come out
with
the
it.
closet.
They wasn't
Yeah.
in public with it, but all this time
Yeah.
they were creeping with the same sex that they had a crush on.
Yeah.
You find it very common with some women.
Who that come out in the
And
open?
men.
Well, I say some women. I didn't want to say just
Sure.
men and women because it's not all men and women. That's why I use the keyword some.
Well,
Women.
Yeah.
Men and women.
Yeah. Y'all come to me straight up with it now. I'm telling you.
What's Deandra saying? She just commented.
She say something else?
Yes. Unfortunately, the sacrilege of marriage isn't understood. This is why so many marriages fail. It's not just communication, finances, infidelity, or irreconcilable differences.
Man, you can read that from here.
Yeah, I got some good
You
glasses.
got some good glasses for real.
And then Erica says, Shelly, I love you, but I have to disagree.
Oh.
Sorry, Erica.
So what's the disagreement on?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you disagree with,
No,
Erica?
she's disagreeing that I think she's saying that you still should be able to have a best friend.
Opposite.
Yeah, even while.
Well,
while
mine
you got-
ain't.
You got some that believe that.
I got, I gotta
I'm
bring
talking
the answer
biblically. The
whenever
Bible
y'all
says
ready, because I
forsaking
got a
all
link
others.
one
That's
here.
what I mean.
You know I'm biased.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
biased.
No, you're not. You a pastor. You can't be biased. You gotta go straight Bible.
Well, I
You
straight-
can't be
I'm
biased.
straight on that part. Now when I gotta close it up.
Okay, so Erica says, I just think that the outside person becomes a secondary best friend. No.
Wow.
There
Ain't
is
nothing
no
wrong with that.
secondary best friend. You got a best friend or you don't.
So how
Yeah,
do
you can't have
so,
more
yeah,
than
you
best
can.
friend.
So how do you
Not mine.
how do you start putting labels on what something is though? You're labeling. I mean, if that person has been a friend since second grade.
Forsaking
No, you know-
all others.
So does that saying?
That's what the Bible says.
That's what the Bible
Forsake
says,
all
and
others.
I'm saying you cannot stray from what God's word
But-
says about marriage.
No, but God
You
never
forsake
said. But
all.
God never said you cannot. That means you can't have a friend. Period. Outside of your marriage. If you're saying forsaking all, what you're just saying, you can't have.
Pastor, explain what
No, no.
forsaking all
No,
means.
no, I know, but that means
All
that
means all.
That means you cannot
And
have
that's all that
That
all
means you
means.
cannot have a friend outside of marriage. If you're
Okay.
saying
You
forsaking
can have
all,
a friend. You can't have a best friend outside of your marriage. We can have friends all day long. But when that person competes with or compares to or anything close to the intimacy that a husband and wife share,
But
that
what makes
is
you-
wrong.
what makes you
the
think it's-
Bible says the marriage bed is to be
No, no.
undefiled.
But what
That
makes you-
includes those kind of relationships.
But what makes you think it's competing with?
Said
They're
it.
just friends.
Because what is a best friend to you? What does a best friend mean to you?
Okay, I charge $125 an hour.
What does a best? I mean, but seriously, what do you consider to be a best friend? A best friend is someone you can share everything with, somebody that you can be vulnerable with, someone that you trust, someone that you hang out with, that you do things with. That's your spouse.
Can I really?
Please
Chris,
define
yeah.
what best friend is, and then I can tell you yes or
Okay.
no. But if my definition of
To
best
be
friend,
truthful
that would
with
be
you,
your spouse.
Now, all joking aside,
Seriously.
my best
You charge
friend, my
$125
best.
an hour. You cheap.
Well,
Anyway, go
that's
ahead.
family discount.
Oh, okay.
But I don't consider
You done told the whole world.
I don't
No, you
consider-
didn't.
But my best friend is Jesus. I don't care how close we know or have been down through the years. You're not gonna always be there for me 100%. So let's really define
The 80-20 rule.
Let's really define best friend.
That's what I said.
Yeah, let's really
Define what
that.
best friend is, and
because,
then you can.
I mean, 'cause
Well-
you're gonna have issues too.
right.
Well, well, I was gonna say that too.
If you have issues, I got issues. You got
We all
issues.
got issues.
Oh,
All guys children got issues.
But at the same time, we can't be there for one another. So let's look at the one.
Not 100%.
Yeah, that's what I
But
consider.
if somebody's there for you 20%, that is not your best friend still. That's a friend.
What about
you can
80%?
have the 80 should be your spouse. Your spouse should be your yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Your
Wait
spouse
a
should
minute,
be
okay.
100
Well,
actually.
that's what I'm going to say. What happened to the other 20%?
That's what I said. You can have a friend that's like 10, 15%.
I'm gonna bring some closure because we gotta move on.
Okay.
So,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
Erica said, a lot of people, male and female, confide in me. I think I am just an outlet to get things off their chest. I don't come onto them, lust after them, or do anything disrespectful to their woman. And what's the other one? She said something else. I allowed my ex-husband to have a female and male best friend, but they were being disrespectful. And I have several male married friends.
I have a classmate, Mr. Price.
I hope mine ain't one of my love you, Erica, but no.
He says, forsaken all means no one comes before the spouse.
There
Amen.
we go.
Amen.
But then again, he just got married not too long.
He's newlywed.
Let him live.
Fresh off the boat.
He just threw some shade down. Wow.
That's my boy did. Hey, we used to play ball
Fresh
together.
off the boat. Wait till you've been in there
Let
about
him live.
10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait till you get to that 7-year itch,
Yeah.
brother. Wait till you get there.
7 years.
7-year itch. It lasts about 15 years.
Hey, you got a 3-year ass?
3 years.
Oh my goodness.
So let me go and bring some closure to here, and I think it's something that alluded to Shelley, what she explained, and this is how it goes. So the Bible does not forbid, listen to this, the Bible does not forbid close friendships between men and women. As Christians, however, there are some principles that we will be wise to adhere to. Married people especially need to be wary of friendships with members of the opposite sex because temptations are more likely to arise when there are marital problems. If a man's best friend is a woman who is not his wife, he is likely to share these problems with her, which can lead to an unhealthy emotional attachment. The same holds true for a woman who has a best friend, a man who is not her husband. Most married people who have affairs do not purposely go out to find a romantic interest outside of their marriage. Many people say,
It's already there available.
I
They
didn't
have a
mean
best friend.
I didn't mean for it to happen, or it just happened.
Exactly.
But these things just happen when we play with fire and put ourselves in situations that are difficult to control. When we feel a spouse is not attentive to our needs, we can easily feel that we have fallen in love with someone else who does give us the attention we craved. When we
Stroking
feel
the ego.
ignored or underappreciated by a spouse, we should communicate our struggles with the spouse and avoid the danger of seeking comfort somewhere else.
Yes.
Even-
Say that.
Even a marriage that is built on a foundation of faith in Christ and has relatively few problems is not immune to extramarital temptations. This is why the Bible does not tell us to stick around and try to fight temptation, but to flee from it like we do from all youthful lusts. Trying to fight temptation seems to become especially difficult these days when it comes to matters of the heart or the lust of the flesh. 1 Corinthians 6:18 tells us that we need to run away from sexual sin because it is much easier to run away from temptation than to stay and fight it. Married men and women should carefully avoid putting themselves in compromising situations when it comes to the opposite sex. If they are seen together in public, it might give a wrong impression. If they are alone on the phone or in person, they will subject themselves to the temptation of an emotional or physical affair. The Bible tells us that everything we do should be for the glory of God, so the wise thing would be to stick to visiting as couples or double dating with other married couples as opposed to risking the complications associated with close friendships with the opposite sex. So basically,
That's a good one.
Yeah.
this goes back to 1 Thessalonians, I think 6, where it just straight up
It's
says,
straight. It's very clear.
avoid all appearance of
All
evil.
appearances. That's right. That's right. There
And-
you go.
And me and Shelly could be best friends, but if someone don't know us and we sitting out at lunch together and they know my wife,
Hello.
they gonna go back and tell her, oh, I saw Lewis sitting with this nice looking bright yellow hammer the other day.
Oh Lord.
That's how you think.
And I was like, oh,
Yellow hammer.
man.
I ain't never.
Yeah,
I
but
never.
you know, you're so right about that.
But that's true.
You know, because when I counsel, and if it's a marriage counseling, I don't counsel their husband without their wife. I don't counsel their wife without their husband.
Avoid the
And
appearance of
then
evil.
when I do get both of them together, either is my wife present or I have a neutral, quiet in the corner person. Because these days, folks suing you for everything.
Right,
yourself
right, right,
accountable.
right. And that's what I
right.
say too. When couples are struggling and going through issues, at our church we have marriage mentors. That way we have someone we can go to that's trusted. Number one, they're married. Number two, if I need to talk to a male, his wife is right there. If Cedric needs to talk to a female, the husband is right there. We're talking all together as couples. We don't just, you go over here and you talk to your female friend and share our business, and she's giving you advice without talking to me. And I'm not going and being vulnerable with another man, telling him what's going on with us, and he's giving me advice but not talking to Cedric. That's not right. That's all appearances of evil. You just don't do that, because when you become vulnerable to someone, you start to lean on them for things that you should be leaning on your spouse for.
Right.
So
Right.
that communication should always be open to your spouse. Even if you can't talk, like I tell Cedric, look, if we having problems and you can't talk to me, send me an email. If we just cannot get on the same page and we can't talk,
What if the internet is down?
he says it all the time. He's like, what did you do for the internet? I'm like, mail me a letter. Write it on a piece of paper.
That'd be 3 days
But
delayed.
I used
Right,
to do
right,
that. I used to do that with my kids too. I'm like, you know what? There are going to be times when we hit a bump in the road where we just cannot talk face to face. I'm gonna talk over you. You gonna talk over me, and we just cannot talk face to face. Write mommy a letter and let her know how you're feeling, so I can read it and really hear your heart. Sometimes you want to get your point across. And like my mom says, the biggest factor to marriages failing is selfishness. You want to get your point across so bad
You're
that
not
you won't
listening.
listen to the other person.
I can see that in you. I really can. I can see that. My classmate, Mr. Price, told me to correct something. He's not married. Okay, that's abuse 911. I do know that number. I do know that number. We on film.
Louis, you need to take that one that you just posted and post it to the Facebook to our viewers so they can read that for themselves again.
Okay.
That was really good. Or email it to me, text me, whatever you need to do.
The same
so we can
post?
it there.
And
That
just post
one
it
was
where?
really good.
I like
It got over 150 comments.
What was the person's name that said that? That was like so on point.
What's that?
That last one that you read, the one that we closing out with.
The one I had just read?
Mm-hmm.
I was saying that to myself. Yeah.
Oh, you wrote it.
Yeah. I typed
thought you
that
said
up.
somebody else, so you
I
put that
told-
over here.
But see, I did that for a reason because, and I hate to say this to some people that I know, but I had a friend that called me. He had refused to comment, and the first thing he said, Lewis, this goes to show the answers that you're getting, how lost we are as Christians.
Amen.
Because I want to say basically that if you have a best friend and you married, but you look at this best friend as an individual that you share with information just as much
Your
as you do your
confidant.
husband, you're affecting your witness as a Christian.
Yes.
That's just my opinion.
And you're affecting your marriage.
Yeah.
Your spouse should be your confidant. That is the person that you should go to share your deepest, most intimate feelings. And you keep those things. That's what it says when it says the marriage bed is undefiled, because you get in there. You can be naked with your spouse in every single
Really?
way. You
And-
should not be naked with nobody else but your spouse.
Okay.
Naked
Kinda-
and
kinda figure
unashamed.
out what you just said, what you said about Christian.
If
You're lost.
if you look as your already existing best friend as a person that you share information with just as much as you do your own spouse, you're affecting your witness as a Christian.
And well, it kind of go back to what I see.
Mm-hmm.
That's a problem today.
Mm-hmm.
Today's church, they don't really have sound doctrine teaching.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, solid Bible teaching.
Mm-hmm.
That to me, that's a loss now.
It's all preaching.
You know, and not even really that. You know,
Hooting and hollering at
you
it.
know, and like she was saying, they have mentors. You know, my mentor was my parents, my grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have to look outside the house. I was just blessed that way. Not everyone blessed to have it in house, but I was blessed that I didn't have to look outside. You know, when I was divorced with my first wife, I saw the hurt in my grandmother's eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think she was trying to show me one thing and I wouldn't see it. You know, I remember she was telling me a story one time when she was real young, because she met my grandfather when she was 16 and he was 20. And it wasn't him, but it was one of his friends that had a lady friend that they were together. But the point is, my grandma said if she could have drove, she would have drove over everybody. But when she was really sharing with me, she said, "Baby, there's one thing about being in a storm. You're gonna come out, and the sun gonna be so bright and pretty, and everything gonna be calm." In other words, she was saying with me, in marriage, there's gonna be many storms. You see, so you just gotta know how to weather the storm.
Right, exactly.
Well, I was 25 when I got married, and I tell young fellas right today, live as much as you can, young people, before you get married, so you don't have no thoughts, woulda, coulda, shoulda. I mean,
Get down to system first.
No regrets.
Because I wish I could have went to Brazil or other countries before I got married. You know, now that I'm married, I'm older. I have that desire no more anymore, because I don't want to.
You
I
get
don't
all your
want.
playing out before you get married.
You know, it's almost like they were saying, sowing your wild
Wild
oats.
oats.
You know,
Coming to America.
So that's another thing that has a problem, Professor, is we the church is not teaching about marriage. Remember those single ministries? They were teaching, preparing those young men and young women what marriage is all about. Well, you can't get me to teach you, because we about the same generation. Okay, we gotta get Big Mama,
Right.
and Uncle Ben,
Cause they older.
they've been there. You see what I'm saying? So that's who needs to teach. Now these folks here, they don't. The old folks don't want to be with the young people. The young people don't want to be with the old folks. But you need that mixture.
The wisdom.
Yes.
So, one other thing before we go on something else, the person I was talking to, who is in the Lord, who is saved, he said something that just gave me a wow factor. He said, Lewis, how much you willing to bet, if it was a female, for example, that her best friend, the male, is an individual that reminds her of her own spouse? Instead of a person that might be gay,
Totally different.
Totally opposite. He said, how much you willing to bet that her best friend is someone that has the same tendencies as her own husband, something that she's attracted to?
It's almost like a backup plan to have a best friend that's like your spouse. Because if something wasn't, you know what I'm saying? If something happens to him, then I got a backup. You know what I mean? That's not right. You're not supposed to. You're not supposed to have any other options besides your spouse.
You have a backup?
No, I don't. No, sir. No, not ever.
I'm just trying to help you.
That is my
Cedric's
one,
over here just listening. He's just waiting.
one and only boo.
Nah, I'm just listening.
That is my one and only honey. I have a friend, a male friend, who contacts me every now and again, but he knows and he respects my marriage. He knows my husband knows him, and he respects that. And he calls every once in a while. Every once in a while he calls to see how we're doing. He don't call to see how I'm doing. He calls to see how we're doing. How are you guys doing? Tell him I said hello.
That phone call to me, please.
And I mean, when I say it's few and far between, he may call me once a year. and just tell me how things are
That's one too
going.
many times.
Yeah, but he's married too.
That's still one
But
too many
again, we don't talk on a daily basis.
No, I'm just
We
kidding.
don't
I got
communicate.
you.
You know what
I
I'm
got
saying?
you. I got
We
you.
don't email each other. We don't text message each other. He make what you doing?
But
Then said he doing something.
let me go ahead and text mine.
I'm just saying, I don't
Okay.
have friends like that.
All right, we got to move on.
Yeah, we've gone over. So
No, we didn't go over because y'all was all up in my entertainment section.
well, we got.
At 8:15, y'all was still talking sports.
We
So
only
we right
have-
on time.
No, we got. Anyway.
Oh, wait. Erica said, the same reason my female friends do. I see it in married and non-married couples. The issue is they have discussed it with their partner, but the partner hasn't changed, or they're fighting, or they are afraid to. And to that I say, it does not matter. You don't put yourself in the middle of married people's business. If that spouse cannot talk to their spouse and communicate their feelings and their issues with their spouse,
We
they
got
need to
a
go to
problem.
counseling. Yeah, they
We
need to
got
go
a
to
problem.
counseling. They don't need to go to a friend to get counseling unless you're a licensed professional. If you're not a licensed professional, you don't need to be in married people's business. That's just what it is. But you can because you're a licensed professional.
What I'm asking here is, can
Unless you're
just
mentoring both of them, unless
But
you're
yeah.
talking to both of
But
them.
what I'm asking here is, can Big Mama and Big Daddy?
Oh, yes.
You know, I'm
Oh,
going
most
back to that
definitely.
wisdom.
Yeah.
I'm going back to that.
You
I'm
definitely want to
one-
go to an older married couple to
you
get
know,
some.
that been
I'm
through
talking
it.
about friends. I'm talking
Right.
about friends of the opposite sex who your spouse may turn to when they're having difficulties in their marriage, sharing their marriage business. You need to send them back to their spouse, or you need to send them to counseling.
Mhm.
Simple as that. Now, if y'all all know each other and y'all a couple, you tell that person, okay, you talking to me about your business. You can't talk to your spouse. Do you mind if I talk to your spouse and we all talk together?
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But you don't just, because sometimes there's truth and there's the other stuff, you know, and the truth is somewhere in between.
Can
So
you-
that person might be, it might be talking about some issues, but they don't lay everything on the table, and you won't know how to respond to them unless you hear both sides. So how can you just be best friends with somebody's spouse and not hear both sides of the conversation anyway? Because there are issues that spouses have, and one spouse may see it one way, one spouse may see it another way, and you got to bring the two together. That's why there's counseling.
Well, I know. Good.
And that's why there's
No.
marriage mentors. There's married couples that talk to married couples about their issues instead of
And not
just
single
one
folks.
person.
Right.
Yeah, not a single person. First of all, if you're single, if you've never been married, you don't know
Oh.
what married people
Oh.
going through anyway. So you can't be telling me and giving me no advice.
I know when I counsel, I ask each party to write down 10 things that
Yes.
they like about the other party.
Yes, keep it
They
positive.
love. Okay, I ask them to write down one thing that your opposite spouse makes you angry about.
Mm-hmm.
Because I ask you to write more, we ain't gonna never get through. Okay,
Right.
but
Right.
just write one thing down. That I know one thing that gets on my wife's nerve. If I leave the house without making the bed, I know that ticks her off.
Well, you don't have to worry about it because I
You know,
make it.
well, that's one more
Oh.
thing. That's one more,
I
that's one more
did,
thing,
so-
because I eat late sometimes.
So you got crumbs in the bed and stuff.
No, I leave dirty dishes in the sink. I leave dirty, and I hear her getting up at 1 o'clock in the morning, going there and washing them dishes. And I guess I
She better than me. I'll leave them dishes right there.
You just roll over so you act like you. I can't hear snoring.
but that's knowing each other.
Mhm.
That's knowing each other. I'm sure she know what I don't like, but okay, that's what tolerates, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so
That was a good subject.
that was.
Thank you, Lewis.
You're welcome.
All right, Professor. Don't forget to put that on the page. That was a good.
What you want on the page?
Your response. That
Okay.
whole long thing that you read.
On what page?
On the 411 Sports, the one that's on right now.
So did you post? Oh, you did post a question on this. I just put. Okay, I
It's in
got
the
you.
comments.
I
So
got
put
you.
it in the comments.
I want the question on my page. I want to see what my people say about it.
Copy.
Okay. I think you should post it
They gonna say they
Yeah.
gonna
instead of me sharing it on your page. You
Okay.
just post
Yeah,
it. Let
you
it come
post it to your page.
directly
Okay,
from you.
okay,
And I
okay.
guarantee
And see
you.
what happens.
Right,
This
right.
is-
Because I have some strong folks on mine.
I want to know where Gwen is. I want Gwen to chime in.
they gonna say you went to Carter and Kimball, so we don't know which one they gonna. All
Are
right.
we gonna take a
Okay,
break or
Dr.
we gonna go
Bill.
straight in?
No, we gotta go straight in because
Okay.
we're at 12.
Let's go.
So
All right, let's go, let's go, let's go.
so T.O., you know, he got inducted to the Hall of
Man,
Fame.
he's a fool.
Well, T.O. comes out and
Man.
says that he's not going to the ceremony. Well, the NFL comes back and says, "Well, we're not gonna announce your name at the ceremony,
Stupid.
and we're gonna mail you your jacket."
Stupid. He put his foot in his own mouth.
Yeah. So their players coming out like Michael Irvin came out and said, "You know what,
He was
man,
so
we fought
dumb.
for you."
Right.
We fought
We
for you.
put our
And this-
neck on the
and this
line
how-
for
this
you,
how-
and this how you
this
show
you
up.
appreciate
Yeah. This how you
Really?
appreciate us. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So
Big dummy.
let's dig into that. What do you think?
You already know my thoughts.
He
He's a
they didn't have the whole hour segment.
dumb
of that.
butt. Erica said, "Great conversation, you guys."
Question. So, boy, this is a
Deep in
loaded.
thought. Deep in thought.
So, is the NFL Hall of Fame, are they wrong for not mentioning or hardly mention T.O. when the ceremony come to a point to where we will look at what the NFL Hall of Fame have said in a way to where they are feeding into T.O.'s mess, meaning
They
he
being
is
petty.
on. Thank you.
They being petty with him.
It's a Hall of Fame
Petty,
being as petty as T.O.'s being petty with his thought process on why he elected to not join the rest of the members, the Mosses and the Urlachers of the world. Did they stoop to his
They
level?
did.
Well,
They did.
so now,
Did they stoop to his
They
level?
did.
I don't think so. Let me tell you why I say that. Because number one is how many times did he balk about not being into the Hall of Fame? Like he didn't get in the first time, he's got mad. Oh, y'all just said that the second and third time he didn't get in, he got mad. Now you're in. Well, I don't want to go to the ceremony. You know, I'm thinking, well, what do you want to do?
He being petty.
No, he's being petty.
And
I
they
don't
stoop
think-
to his level by
I
being
don't,
petty back.
I don't think they are because then if you do that, you set a precedent. You start setting a precedent, and wait a minute. Now, the NFL operates at a certain tier. You do not want to allow one player to drop the way your tier is operated. So no, if you don't want, you can elect not to go to the Hall of Fame. That's your choice.
Okay,
That's
so that
your
was my
choice.
question. So have there been players in the past that have not shown
He
up?
the first.
Nope, he is the
He'll be
first.
the first.
the
That
first.
got
Other
elected
than the
and
ones that
don't
already
show up.
deceased,
Unless
who
you
they
got-
can't
Right.
Oh, right.
posthumous.
Right. But
Yeah,
see,
yeah,
right.
and see the thing about it, that is the highest honor.
I know
Exactly.
you fight for that.
I mean,
Yes.
don't you know how many guys they wish they could have?
Yes.
Yeah,
and
and
you gonna act a fool.
Also, I'm going to Chattanooga to do my speech,
Man,
You
he's
know,
a fool.
really, to
He is
get
a
the
fool and a
jacket.
half.
and they gonna
That,
mail you
that-
the check.
that's better than going to the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
'Cause, I mean,
You're enshrined
yeah,
forever.
yeah, yeah.
Your legacy lives on after you.
They-
You get a
they-
bust and a jacket.
So the question is, are they even gonna do a bust?
Yeah, they do.
They gonna do a bust.
But they're not.
They have
They're not
to.
recanting by saying we bringing you in.
Right. They
They just
keep you
saying
in.
They gonna
they just
keep you
don't
in.
say
You just-
we just not gonna
If you,
mention.
if, yeah, yeah. If
know.
you don't want to come to the Hall of Fame, we're
Yeah,
not
if you
gonna
don't
mention
want to
your
be
name.
here, we ain't gonna acknowledge you.
Right.
We ain't gonna
right,
mention that, and we
right,
will mail you your yellow jacket.
Right.
And then they did say that in every other time that the Hall of Fame class is mentioned, after that your name will be mentioned in every time they mention that Hall
So
of
they're
Fame
not even
class.
gonna mention it.
They're not gonna
Not
do
in
the
the ceremony.
ceremony.
Wow.
Not in it.
But after the ceremony, when they talk about the Hall of Fame class, they'll mention them there.
Well, okay.
I think they
I
should
think both-
mention him
both
and just say
parties-
he can't be here.
No.
Or he chose not to be here.
To me, what he should have done, he should have came up with a great excuse
Why you
he
can't be there.
be there. Because
Instead
both
of putting it
parties
out
to
there
me
petty.
is being petty with it. You know, like when you shoot marble, when one get mad and the other get mad, I'm just putting my marble. I'm gonna go home.
Go kick the marbles or
You
something
know,
like that.
so,
yeah.
exactly.
Petty.
No,
Yeah, so-
but I think that if they, let's say they mention him, we're gonna mention him and everything. What precedent? I still go back to what precedent or is the NFL setting for other players who decided because this is it's almost like this national anthem thing. We can't be a
They
business.
being petty with that.
Yeah, but
The
I'm
NFL is being petty
what
with
I'm saying
that.
is for here. What I'm saying is for here. When is because the NFL is a business. All it is a business. It's a business, and you're telling me that I can't operate my business the way I need to operate and run my business because I got quote unquote petty.
But where do the business make their money from?
They make the money from players.
No, not per se. Who before they can give it to the players? Who do they make their money from?
Shoot, TV contracts.
Well, but mainly, okay, put it like this: if there's no fans in that stand, it does not
Exactly.
get broadcast.
You're right.
Right.
You're right.
Okay, and I gotta side with the players on this here because they have lost focus. Why my boy started protesting, and it's still going on. They keep moving from one tree to another tree, but I mean like that, from one issue to another issue, because just like what they call this guy from CDS. They call him Dan the coupon, and then his other woman was telling them they can come in the swimming pool, and his other one, I think she's from Harvard or something, was complaining about this other lady's daughter playing on the sidewalk. Wait a minute, okay?
I think in that situation there, the national anthem. Number one, the NFL players came back and said we're going to now sue the NFL because we didn't get a say, and if we should get a say in if we want to kneel or whatever during the national anthem. Okay, so I look at that a little different. In your company, I'm going to go back to this. In your company, there is a company policy. And in the company policy, you have to abide by those company policy rules. The NFL is a business. They're wanting to get back to the business of the NFL. They don't want you doing politics. You can do politics outside of the office. I don't want you in my office doing politics.
Well, I have someone come up. They say it's an honor to be inducted.
It is.
It is an honor.
It is.
It's a great honor. Even though he made many mistakes,
He's still inducted.
He's
So
still being inducted.
so if I'm him, I'm going to the Hall of
How many
Fame.
teams he played on?
About 12, 13.
Buffalo, the Bills, the Cowboys, the Eagles,
49.
San
the
Francisco,
49ers,
Yeah.
the Bengals,
the Bengals, yeah.
at
with
least
Ochocinco.
5.
He played on a lot of teams. So, it's an honor to be in the NFL. It's an honor to play in the NFL.
Let's before we get to the Hall of Fame, these teams gave you X amount of chances to stay in the league. If you had not had that opportunity to be in the league, that means you would not have been in what? The Hall of Fame.
Right.
And come on now, can we break it down? Let me just bring it back home.
Jerry Brigham.
As an African American, number one, we got two strikes against us. We black and we're male. Okay? And we don't get half the opportunity that we would love to have.
Right.
So when they sit up high and look and see, okay, let's bring him in, let's bring him in, let's bring him in, those people think highly of you.
And pay you all this money. You get paid
And
all
not
this
only
money.
not only that, he get paid for the rest of his life
Right.
from the league.
Right. And what is okay? Let's take like this. Hey, did you finish school? See, so you probably didn't finish college, and most times when you don't finish college, you got to go get you a job. You didn't have, the NFL was right there,
Right.
and they gave you all this
Right.
money. So I'm like, if I'm him, I'm going in.
Right.
And I'm going be proud of myself. I'm got my yellow jacket and everything, like every other NFL player before you.
And see, he not only deprived himself, but he deprived his family, his friends.
Exactly.
Because Mama did a lot for you coming through. Mama should have that honor to sit there
And watch her baby get
and cry while he receiving a very high honor
doing the speech. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You deprive your family
Because you selfish.
because of your selfishness. Now I understand you got a lot of backlash when you come,
Well, I
but
heard-
then again, that's your fault.
I heard a couple of things that was said that it could be that because when you're inducted into the Hall of Fame, it's so many parties that go on that you wind up throwing, so many parties, and so it could be that T.O. was broke,
That-
so he might not have money to throw these parties. And
Yeah.
so, does he want to go there and embarrass himself and not have the money to throw these parties? Because that's why he's going to Chattanooga,
Well, can I
and,
put it like
and they're
this?
throwing a free party for him.
Can I put it like this? Okay, that same person or organization that throwing you a 3-party there, they would have been there more so.
They probably would have, and would have took care of you.
Yeah.
Let me take care of you.
So I don't think the money is an issue.
You just think he's just being petty.
I more than petty. Because the more I think about it, man, look at her.
Being childish.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I think about just going to the ceremony.
Right. Oh man, I had opportunity when Rayford Wright was voted in. He asked me for my address and everything, and he was gonna bring me up there just to go to. Yeah, I'm like, okay, cool. Stuff like that right there. That's a once in a lifetime thing.
Right.
And if you pulled on the people that gave it to you, then yeah.
Well, the way I see it, he made one big last mistake.
And I think this is going to last a long time.
Because he's gonna be the first. Well, see, it's almost like let's put him in the same boat with number 45. Number 45 is doing a lot
There's a lot to shoot.
just to
shoot
be,
himself in the foot.
just to be in the history making.
Yeah.
No other previous president have had meetings with Putin like number 45.
Yeah, 45 is interesting. So that's the TL thing. But the other thing we was talking about too is the national anthem and the NFL Players Association coming back and saying, "Hey, we're gonna file a grievance. We want to sue the NFL for now coming to us to talk to us about
That's a big issue.
to talk about this whole
Right.
national anthem thing because you guys should because the whole thing is this right here. If the NFL players do not want to stand for the flag for the national anthem, you don't have to. Just don't come out. Come out after, so you can stay in the locker room, and then after the national anthem, you can then come out, and there's no problem. But if you decide that you want to kneel during the national anthem, then we're gonna find you.
Fair.
I think
Company
so too.
policy.
I think so
Just
too.
going back to the old company policy rule, and that's what
Yeah,
Cedric
yeah.
been pushing on.
You can't have a company let everybody do what they want to do because they just feel like they need to do it. I feel like I have it right because here's why we set up our company. Just like they got a dress code, and if I have a dress code, you can't because used to be you can come get on the bus with shorts on. NFL's got a dress code. You can't get on the bus with shorts. You got to be dressed because you're representing the NFL. You can't come out and one team has on blue the team colors that the day that is blue and you decide you want to come out with a white shirt on. You can't do that. I mean, there's structure, and if you decide you want to go against that structure, then there's going to be a penalty.
Right.
But I guess I feel different about that. To me, you controlling me by telling me if I want to kneel, I can't kneel, but you stay in the locker room, and when we through, then we'll let you out.
Yeah, well, I mean, but when you go to a company, they're doing the same thing. They assign you a desk. You can't go
You
and
can't pray in school no
Well,
more.
right. No. They assign you a desk. You can't go sit wherever you want to sit. This is your assigned desk.
Well, I understand that. That ain't nobody not talking about that part. Cause I put it like this. Okay, even though I bought a ticket to go to the game,
Mm-hmm.
I sit. Why they doing their thing?
Okay, well,
You know.
But they not
but
paying
but
you.
But
yeah,
I'm
you don't
just
work
saying-
for the NFL.
Okay,
You don't work for the NFL,
I
so-
mean, but at the same time, okay, yeah, I understand. Well, if I'm on the job then, well, remember in school, we used to do the Pledge of Allegiance in the elementary. You know, whatever was going on then.
You got to stand up, say the Pledge of Allegiance.
Not now.
Not now. You don't even say it now.
Some of them do.
What?
It all depends on what district you
Depends
in.
on what school. Yeah, but it's not. But it's not. First of all, if it depends on what district you're in, that means that you only work. That means that district. If I'm in DISD, I don't work for Duncanville. I don't work for Cedar Hill.
Well, I understand
You know,
that.
so it's
Yeah,
different company
yeah.
policies and different things like that. What I'm saying is, I think we're taking this thing so far to where we're really missing the whole.
Well, and then go back. Okay, we're missing it,
We're
right?
missing the whole
Okay,
thing, 'cause it has nothing to do
Why did he protest?
He protested because of police brutality.
Here we go.
There we go.
We
And
missing it.
go.
Yeah.
So they're missing it.
No.
They're missing
No.
it.
Let me tell you
Not
why I
the
say
players missing it.
No. Let me tell you why I say that.
The
Let me
NFL.
let me tell you why I
missing
say that. Let me tell you why I say that. Okay, you have you got how many kids you have?
it. 3 that I know of.
Okay, let's go with the ones you know of. So you're mad at one of your children, right?
Okay.
Do you take it out on the other child? No, you
No,
deal
no.
with that child, right?
Well. Now,
Well, sometimes you know, back in the day, one can whoop you, all can whoop.
No, but I hear what
My
you're
girl,
saying. Right.
strap across everybody.
Yeah,
Just lay it all down.
But you don't go take it out on somebody, another child. You take it out on that child. If the whole issue is police brutality, why are we going to the flag and kneeling against in front of the flag? Because the flag ain't got nothing to do with this.
Well, but
The national anthem ain't got nothing to do with this.
But okay, every police officer have a flag on their shoulder. Every police officer have it. They supposed to represent in a certain way. Okay, it just so happened that flag or the police, those bad police officers is getting all the good police officers caught up with this. Okay, I was looking on internet the other day where this white cop pulled over this young black guy, and he got so emotional behind because he pulled the young black guy over because he didn't have his seat. No, he was texting while he was driving, and he was crying and said, you know, he had his hands up. He was so terrified. He said, "I don't want to get hurt." Well, the police officer came back to him and said, "I don't want you to get hurt." Now, understand, there's a white police officer
Right.
with a young black guy. I don't want you to get hurt because you're texting and driving. I don't want you to get hurt. I don't want you to hurt somebody.
Yes.
You
yes.
see, so I
That's
said
good that he
that. I
talked to
put
him
that
like
out
that.
there. I put that out there to say, okay, now our police. Because don't you know we got some bad black
most
police
definitely.
officers.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? All of them
Showing
they're
out
not
for
right,
them.
you know.
Mhm.
So it all depends on their mentality here. But he just chose that platform. That was just his platform.
But-
ain't nothing wrong with it.
And I'm saying, I'll say this right here too. You mentioned that police officers got that flag on their uniform. Firemen do too.
The firemen.
People
well,
that-
I'm gonna tell you about that too. Go
People
ahead.
People
Go
that
ahead.
are in the service industry, wear that flag. So when we talk about police brutality, you can't say I'm gonna take that flag and then because you got the flag on, because now you got to go deal with everybody else in that service industry and say you guys are bad too. No,
No.
it's police brutality.
Well, I'm okay. It's just like when I hear people talk about preachers, real bad,
Oh yeah.
it don't offend me.
Right. 'Cause
You know why it
who you
doesn't
are.
offend me? Exactly.
Because you're not one of them.
I'm not one of them.
Right.
Okay. Now you talking about fire? A lot of people don't know this. You got a lot of prejudiced firefighters.
You probably do. I mean,
No, ain't no problem.
No,
it
I mean,
is.
I mean, but you
I've
got-
heard stories.
but you
You
got,
got
a lot of
prejudice in
it's
every
prejudice
town.
in everywhere you go. Prejudice is gonna happen.
Until somebody in the high authority start handing down. Cause let me share something with you. When Chief Brown was police chief for Dallas Police Department, you didn't hear about a lot of no innocent young person getting shot.
Well, Dallas has been pretty good about that.
But it came down from the head. he handled his police department.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, please. But here's the deal though. You're absolutely right about that. Lupe Valdez, you didn't hear when Lupe was police chief. You didn't hear it because she handled her police. She handled the
The
department.
sheriff's department, right?
Yeah, she was sheriff. But
When number one, let me share like this. It also go back to who we had, because we got John Wiley Price, we got other leaders,
And
they
that's-
won't
and-
allow things like that to
and
take
that's-
and they make
and-
people accountable.
And that's where I'm going with this. Don't sit there and kneel in front of the flag or for the flag when you can take care of these issues outside that.
well,
Go
I don't think
vote.
they were kneeling in front of the flag.
I mean, no,
They
I'm
were
saying-
kneeling.
I'm saying
that was just
Kaepernick.
their
Yeah,
that
no,
was just
but-
their platform doing the
And I'm
national. It wasn't the flag. It was the,
The
national anthem.
Even the
So-
national anthem, that wasn't your issue. The national anthem is not the issue. The issue is let's take it to where it is. It's police brutality.
Right.
So then you go to your police chief in your city because one police chief in one city can't deal with another police chief in another city. I mean,
Well,
St. Louis can't deal with
No.
with
If that's the case,
Cleveland.
If that's the case, then we need to go to Capitol Hill and to the Supreme Court.
You go to your Senate and your Congress that you vote in.
You want to drag Nick the whole United States.
You want to do that, and
So-
you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
But you go to your city senators, your congressmen,
No.
where you are right now,
No.
so they start
No.
changing laws.
No. Let me show you what. Let me tell you. You want me to tell you how you really start changing? Start hitting that pocketbook.
Yeah.
Start hitting when they held the Super Bowl in Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
You know what this organization said? We will allow the Super Bowl to come here until y'all make Martin
Change
Luther
Martin King.
King
I remember that.
a holiday.
I remember, and they wound up doing it, and boom.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they didn't want to lose that $32 million.
Exactly.
To that
And
city.
I agree with that.
You see
I
what I'm saying?
agree.
So until we know how to, we can easily fight this.
Yeah,
And I'm not just saying black folk. Because we gotta be colorblind
Mm-hmm.
to all issues that is wrong.
Mhm.
Look at that African American woman, that black woman that went to the Statue of Liberty behind the
Right.
immigration.
Yeah.
That didn't have nothing to do with us directly. It had something to do with us indirectly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Brutality just didn't start.
No, it's been around.
Been around.
It's been around since slavery.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I remember Emmett Till's mother said, "Don't y'all change one thing about my son. Because at his funeral, I want them to see what they did to my boy."
Yeah.
Right. So it's like open casket and everything.
Everything.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And I agree with that. I'm just we're going. I want to go back to the Colin Kaepernick, the NFL protesting. I'm saying my thing is this right here. I think what the NFL did when they brought that in, and it's something that Jerry Jones said. We want to get back to playing football. This ain't got nothing to. We take politics out of this. Let's get back to playing football. Because you lose the whole. We watered this whole thing down. Let's get back to playing football.
Well, if that's the case, what is it going to take to get back to playing football?
Mm.
It's more to it than just speaking it.
You have to.
when he, I don't care what company I work for, you're not gonna treat me.
But they're not. I'm trying to
Just
figure
any
out.
kind of way.
No, I'm trying to figure out though. How have they been treated any old kind of way when
Well,
number one,
okay,
they get
you
paid
take-
more money.
Wait a minute. How you take? Let me answer that question. Okay, how you treat me any kind of way, you're taking away my First Amendment.
That ain't no.
Wait a minute. Well, yes, it is freedom of speech.
No, freedom of speech in the workplace is not your First Amendment.
Yeah, what is?
No,
What is?
your First Amendment. I mean, you can, and you know what? Somebody said that. Yes, you can say whatever you want to say, but there's consequences to what you say.
I
If I
understand
yell
that.
fire in a building, yes,
I
that's freedom
know,
of speech,
but no,
but
but
there's
no.
consequences.
Let me, I just want to, every time I hear this argument between you two, I just want to go all the way back to what started all this.
Colin Kaepernick.
Quote unquote, I am not going to stand up to show pride in a flag for a country that oppresses black people and people of color.
Mhm.
Take it from there.
There you go.
There.
And
Okay.
that's where the
And-
focus has been redirected.
And
That's
okay,
where
and I
they
hear that.
have done that,
I
man.
hear that. I'm not going to stand for a flag for a country. Read that one more time. I'm going to break that down for you.
Quote unquote, I am not going to stand up to show pride
Pride.
in a flag for a country that oppresses black people and people of color.
So then my question to you is Kaepernick.
So the key phrase here is he's not going to stand up to show pride in a flag
Or
for
in
a
a
country
country.
that oppresses
Yeah.
black people and people of color. Key word is pride. I'm just not going to stand up and show pride to a flag for a country that oppresses black people.
I got every
Just not
right.
gonna
I
do
got
it.
every right. Now, I got every right. Now, if I'm in the armed forces, that's totally different. Because when I take an oath freely,
You've already
it's
taken that
saying, it's saying, I'm saying that I'm going to defend the Constitution, the chief of staff, and that flag. I'm going to defend it with pride.
So let me ask you a question. Let's say that Kaepernick, the rule is on the books. Now, San Francisco wants to draft you. Now, the rule is you need to stand for the flag. Are you gonna accept being drafted, or are you not?
Well, there's twofold to that. You only gave one half. You only gave this folding bread sandwich. You didn't use both slices. Okay. I'll let them draft me. I'll go into the league, but I'll finish getting dressed when I decide to come back. You know, I stay in the locker room, finishing getting dressed. I wouldn't come out.
And not come out. And the league is saying, okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't come out.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The league's saying.
But we're going to fight for change. I'm going to tell you something. That's going to change. I guarantee it's going to change. If anybody understand one thing, you start hitting that pocketbook.
But my question is,
It's going to
whose
change.
pocketbook are you going
the
to
owners.
No, you're not. I'm going to tell you why you're not going to hit the owners.
I'm going to tell you why. Let me tell you what. It's the owners that go back to that league, them coaches meeting. When they meeting with the league.
Yeah, but the owners, it's not going. I'm gonna tell you why it's not going to hit the pocketbook of the owners.
Right now.
It's too many dang NFL fans out there. It's too much money that's out there that these owners are making. The NFL is such a powerful. I mean, this is the only sport that got a whole day. Dictated. It's all about the NFL. Now they got a whole year.
Well, let me.
It's not gonna
Let me
change.
put it like this. I guarantee you. Mark my word.
If the owners don't want it to change, it's not going to change.
It's going to change.
No. Because only black folks think that rule is wrong.
No,
That's why.
no, it's not.
That's why.
No, it's not.
Majority
No,
of blacks think that was
No,
wrong, and I'm like, what is wrong
no.
with making a compromise? Are you saying? So are you telling me that NFL players can come out and sit on the sidelines and do whatever they want to do until the national anthem?
I'm not saying that part.
What the?
I'm talking about just the protesting part.
No, the protest.
You're leaving too broad.
No, the protest is fine, but what are you going to the NFL owners are saying, no, if you want to protest, you can. We just do not want you to come out and kneel for the flag. You can stay in, and we're not going to mess with you. There's a compromise. If the NFL player is saying, nope, I don't want to compromise, I want to be able to come out there and kneel because I'm protesting. No, when do you stop the protest?
Okay, now can I, and now this is why I'm looking at the words here. Is it just kneeling they cannot do?
That's all they can do. They
So
say,
in other words, I can come out and sit on the bench doing the national anthem.
we don't know. You have no. You got to stand. You got to come out and stand.
You have to stand
Yeah.
for the flag.
You got to stand for the flag. Yeah, you got to stand for the flag. And guess what? The NBA does the same thing.
What's that?
The NBA does not allow you to sit, kneel. You have to stand for the national anthem. The NBA does the same thing.
Well, until
Baseball does the same thing.
Until all our major sports
They do the same
come
thing.
together. Okay, until we as a people, I don't want to just leave it to black, but people of color, anyone that feel like it's being discriminated. Okay, let me share something with you. A lot of this finna still coming to a head now. Number 45, he's making all of this come to a head. The worst thing you can do, he could have done, is with his immigration.
Okay, real quick. Speaking of number 45, this is a good segue. So, have y'all seen the footage from his Russia visit?
Some of it, yeah.
Okay.
That's
Did
all
y'all
right.
see him come out with Putin?
Yes.
Is it just me, or did he look like he had just been punked?
Oh, he you know, they showed that.
Yeah.
Oh
They
my
showed
goodness, he
that.
looks so
They-
timid
they showed
compared to
that.
how he stands up when he's over here talking to
Right,
us.
right.
Putin got something. Don't you think Putin got something on that man?
Then I'm finna explain that. But didn't you see him retracting today?
Backtracking.
Not in the presence of
Backtracking.
Putin. Because as soon as he got off that helicopter
He's
at the
succumbed.
White House, those folks was out there at midnight calling him traitor. Yeah, and so
Doing this no
so you know, you want me to tell you what he got on Putin? Okay.
What Putin got on him.
Putin got on him.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, he cannot open another business in his name because he has filed so many bankruptcy. All of his business are through his children. Go and check the
I believe
record.
He sound black.
I know.
Oh,
Yeah.
Get cell phone.
You gone,
Get
cell
1 billion. But
Y'all know I'm telling the truth
yeah,
now. Don't play.
that's the reason why he keep them close to him. Because his business are in their name. Think about it. It's not saying Donald Trump. It's just saying Trump.
Hey,
Is
like
he doing that to evade paying taxes or what?
Like-
no,
no,
he
no, he
doing
cannot
that for-
open no business.
Oh, because he can't.
like she said, he sound black.
Yeah, he's doing his thing that
He
way.
sound like one of us for a minute.
You see?
That's why our kids got bad credit.
Man, poor kids. They get to be
If you
18 and they try to go do their stuff like, Mom, did you put a credit card in my name? I don't know what you're talking about.
But if all their
I didn't
business,
do it.
their business in Russia is in his children's name. Their business in North Korea is in his children's name. So that's the reason why our allies will not allow that to take place. They already saying Putin is a mafia. Those that stood up against him have been killed or come close of being killed.
So he just,
They-
And then they got this chick that they got, the
They just
traitor or
arrested
whatever.
her.
yeah, arrested her,
Like,
yeah.
what
And
is
guess where she
really
was at?
happening?
Guess what she was working at?
She was with
That
NRA.
Yeah. And so now
Like,
that's gonna be an
what
investigation.
is really happening around
That's gonna be
here?
an investigation right
And
now.
this is how we make America great again.
And y'all know how I feel about how you want to make America great again. Give it back to God.
Give it back to God. I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Give it
saw
back to
that
God.
post. That's right.
Give it-
You
I
right
was
there.
saying the end of that first. I took that back. No, give it
Yeah.
back to God.
because
Yeah, because when you start deleting him, all this foolishness gonna come up.
Yeah,
which it
buddy.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
And I mean, my thing is, you talking about pride. How many of y'all are really prideful that you would stand up and speak strongly against what is wrong?
Yep, and a lot of them.
And that starts in the church.
Yep, a lot
Christ
of
does
them.
not expect us to be reactive on everything. He expects us to be proactive,
Yep.
on some things. And against sin, against those mankind.
And we not that at all.
And you got some people that are afraid to be crucified.
That's what all the government.
Exactly. You see, so with that being
government,
said,
but this has been an age old problem for a long time.
very much, yeah.
It ain't just popped up. This has been an age old problem for a long time. Okay, with that being said, did we ever figure out the whole NFL thing? You think it's gonna change? I don't think it's gonna change.
I don't think so.
It's gonna change. It's gonna change.
It's-
Because they gonna get tired of the backlash.
But do they have that much of a backlash?
No.
Why, this season
They
is going. Okay,
The backlash has to come from the players. And the players ain't backlashing, so they just going about their business.
Let's just listen
They
to the
just want to
commentary.
play.
Huh?
They just want to play. Let's just play football.
Well-
Let's just play.
Well,
And we just want to see them play.
I can say that. I can say that it's this my first time in the
Miss
league.
football.
But you got more veterans than you have rookies.
Yeah, the veterans are like, okay, let's just play
Yeah,
football.
the veterans like,
You
let's
know.
just play, man. Let's play and keep it moving.
Yeah, let's just play football. Cause we've gone away from what we love. I love the
Right.
game of football and I love
just
playing the
want
game
to
of
play.
football.
Take the politics out.
in other words, let's just play. So let me just do what I do then. Then we just play.
That's what they saying.
That's what they're
No,
saying.
no.
Let us
The
just
player,
do what
let
we
the
do.
player just.
But I think-
if they want to kneel, let them kneel.
I think it's more media making making more of it than it really is. Cause the players are like, man, okay, who cares? I'm gonna go play. Cause guess what? They're getting paid. That's a salary. That's a paycheck. Heck, they hated the strike. That's why a lot of them jump every time they struck. Okay, wait, we can't stay there this long. I got to go back and play.
Well, that's different.
No, it's the same thing.
No.
Because
It wasn't no protest so much. Why would they strike?
now they were striking because they wanted a collective bargaining agreement.
Okay, and who won?
They want to change the
Who
collective
won?
bargaining. Oh, both of them won because
But who won though?
no, both of them won because the owners got what they wanted, the players got what they wanted. They all compromised, and boom, we good.
Okay, so let's make the same thing then.
And that's what the compromise is all about. You don't have to come out. If you want to protest, that's fine. Stand in the locker room until the national anthem is done. That's a compromise.
Yeah.
If y'all don't like it, then hey, you're gonna get fined. I'm hitting your pocketbooks.
Well,
Now let's say
well,
if nobody comes out for the national anthem, okay. When the national anthem's done, I guarantee you, you'll get some players that say I'm staying.
I would love to see that if you can get 100%, but
You're not gonna get 100%, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I say,
especially people of color.
no. That's why I'm saying it's not going to change because you're not gonna get 100%. You may get one or two that stay in, and then the rest of them come out because I'm like, let's play football. This is not a political arena. Let's play football.
Well, it doesn't matter to me because I watch football at the house anyway.
Yeah. I ain't got to
It
stand.
doesn't matter. Yeah, and then, even if I do go to high school or whatever, I'm saying I went to a relative graduation. I said, and this one particular white guy on the stage was looking right at me. He had a smile on his face. I was the only one sitting in the auditorium.
See, so I asked the question. Let's say because we went to a graduation and you stood for the national anthem.
Did you cover your heart?
I stood for the national anthem, covered my heart, kept it moving.
And you pledged to another God.
No, I pledge allegiance to the flag.
That's
allegiance.
to another God.
No. Pledging allegiance is not pledging.
But pledge, period.
No, to the flag, which
Well,
the
okay,
United
let's
States of
define
America.
allegiance.
Allegiance is
One
who.
nation under God.
Indivisible.
Allegiance is like I have an allegiance for him.
Liberty and justice.
I don't. No.
All.
But I don't honor him as God.
You cannot fix that.
No. Yes, you can. No. I
You cannot fix
don't.
that.
No. Listen, I don't honor Lewis as God. I have allegiance with him. So me
Really?
pledging allegiance to the flag is not me.
So they're saying you have a commitment to it?
Oh, it's that time.
Oh yeah, boy. We finna
10
go.
o'clock.
All right, this has been 4-1 Sports Talk Radio. Thank you, Lewis, Professor.
No
Thank you,
problem.
Preacher.
Keeping that time.
There you go. Thank you, security. We just got kicked out, and so we will see you guys next Tuesday.
Let's roll.
All right.
That was a good show.
It really was.